tear. Believe with me, and I will take away your fear of the night. Oh, my little
What does it take to build a friend? A little bit of trust and advice to lend. I need a friendship, I know that's true. Just like the friendship I have with you. Just like the friendship you have with me. Yes, just like the friendship I have with you. Together we can make him be exactly like our fantasy, with bits and parts and faithful hearts, creating Remlazar. What does it take to build a friend? A little bit of trust and advice to lend. I need a friendship, I know that's true. Just like the friendship I have with you. Just like the friendship you have with me. Yes, just like the friendship I have with you. Together we can make him be exactly like our fantasy, with bits and parts and faithful hearts, creating Remlazar.
Let's officially declare this the Remlazar Clubhouse. So declared.
What does it take to build a friend? A little bit of dreams and some glue to mend. I need a friendship, I know that's true.
just like the friendship I have with you.
Just like the friendship you have with us.
Just like the friendship I have with you.
We ask, is our fantasy for real? Or is it just a dream that we hold with all our might? We need him here tonight. This night we created Remlazar.
Alas, your fantasies for real, created from your dreams. You believe with all your might. I'll tuck you in tonight. Good night and sweet dreams from Remlazar.
Is falling, crimson is calling, live with old dreams tonight. Backwards spinning to the beginning, ripping at your soul tonight.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, from some place even higher. Remlazar, Remlazar. I can touch, I can feel, I can hear and see so can run, I can jump, I can dance and sing. Believe in yourself and do anything.
Believe in yourself and do anything.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, but from some place even higher. Ramblers on, ramblers on. I can walk, I can talk, I can listen and learn as the wheels in my mind begin to turn. But I'll never forget what you've given to me. The power to touch, feel, hear and see.
The power to touch, feel, hear, and see.
Now there've been skies, but not like this one. They always seem too high to touch. Dreams are real and they've just begun. They're yours if you want them that much.
Some people put off for tomorrow the dreams that they open for today. It is now, and we're proud to say we're reaching out to touch the sky.
La 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 la. Close your eyes and concentrate. Let your imaginations fly. We'll journey through a cosmic state. We're reaching out to touch the sky.
Some people put off for tomorrow the dreams that they are hoping for today. The time is now, and we're proud to say we're reaching out to touch the sky.
I'm searching high, not low, as high as the mind can go. I feel the breeze, it's heading our way. Hold on to your dreams, hold on to today. We've got it all and I believe it's right. Sharing our dreams and our passions under sky shining bright. We've got it all. Day and night. Do you remember not long ago visiting dreams? Who wouldn't know I'd be the one here by your side, holding your hand.
Hello everyone, how are we doing? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I'm finally free. It feels nice. I'm comfy. So that's good. Tinfoil Tuesday. So if we get to level 5, I'll put on my tinfoil outfit. And you guys know the maid outfit things, but we're not going to talk about that today. No, we ran out of maid outfit days. We did it. We did it. I'm free. Overthought says, Chad, I have figured out Hannah's true day job. The truth is shocking. And there's a link. Clip me saying that good. Clip me more. I'm not delivering pizza or driving an Uber or anything that's for money. I'm basically a cop already. It's just a different kind of uniform. Fucking hell. I hope you enjoy my boobies.
As they are.
God damn it. Daddy Sume says, hello loves, Sume is having an extremely bad day. I got fired today. I need positive vibes and cuddles. Sorry to hear about that. Farquad67, thanks for 21 months. Mr. Whiskers with 200 bits. Stromboli redeems a hydrate. Can do. Moira Soma, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Canadian Unicorn, thanks for 7 months. Says 7 months, getting closer to delivery. It's Sassy says, getting to spend my entire savings this year on new tires. Hooray for loose nails. Oh, that sucks. That sucks so much. It always feels like when you start getting like ahead, that happens too. I'm sorry that bullshit's happening. Canadian Unicorn, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Hip Escapism, thanks for gifting a sub. Mr. Whiskers with 200 bits says, for now, in regard to the maid outfit. Bittergrin with 5 tier 1 subs, thank you very much. Stephen J. Neptune Man with 23 months. El Minato says, I thought Hannah had a doggy-do cleaning business after her air duct cleaning went under. That's a deep cut reference. I think I'm the only one who even remembers what you're talking about. Canadian Unicorn says, tinfoil. Hip Escapism with 100 bits says, glad to catch a stream live. Greetings from Germany, trans rights. Oh, thank you. And that catches us up 98% to level 5. I'll start putting on the outfit because it seems like we're getting the tinfoil. Enjoy Rem Lazar while we're getting ready. How could you not? Hip Escapism gets us over level 5. Thank you.
Within your mind are clear reflections of another day. Precious moments are frozen in time, they are here to stay. We hold on to the time, turning minutes into days.
Here we go.
It's so exciting.
Canadian Unicorn, thanks for 100 bits.
Oh, a treasured friendship in
Meatball Spaghetti. That's a true story. Very true. Treasured friendship in these caves.
Don't worry, what you see is not what you envision. Look to the future, it's a beauty, it's your premonition. Light the torch for all to see. The dates engraved within the clay. This will trace your history.
Hey, Ren, how you doing?
Treasured
Dan
friendship
Ross and Draws. How's it going?
friendships in these caves.
I wish I could quick change. And I know that relies on like very specific clothing tailored for that trick. Someone make me remake all of my clothes in a tearaway fashion so that I can reveal tinfoil underneath. Kind of like Superman.
Just remember what was there.
Alright, there's that. We just need the gloves, and we should be ready to go.
So excited we could share. Oh, treasured friendship.
They're around somewhere. Where did they go? I don't know. There they are. Cool. And we can get into it. 3% to level 6 on the hype train. Canadian Unicorn with 100 bits says, can't stay for long, but have my bits for the train. Thank you very much. 6% to level 6. While that hype train's going, we can start the stream, though.
Beyond every night,
Let's see what we're doing. We are playing bingo today, so get your bingo cards ready if that's something that interests you. This is kind of a classic, but I have another video from her, so I want to show the classic video first, okay? In case you haven't seen this. This woman is a QAnon believer, and she has some things to say about toaster strudels. Many of us have seen this, but maybe you haven't, so. Excessive Observer, thanks for... Ooh! Excessive Observer, thanks for 36 months. Is that a sub, baby? It is. Kromp Skarsgård. This stream baby's name is Kromp Skarsgård. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Woo! You have the deepest stream pockets. I appreciate you. Hip Escapism with 200 bits says, here's to a shiny stream. Shiny happy tinfoil Tuesday.
They are putting children in your food. Those are pedophile codes. Pedophile codes. If Twitter will not let me post
Overthought, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs.
I will fight back and show you on Periscope in real life time. What does that
In real life time? Level 7 complete. Oh god.
look like to you? In your food. It is horrific. This is where I'm coming back at you, Illuminati!
Illuminati on the bingo card. Also, child satanic abuse. Hip Escapism with 200 bits says, feed the train. 4% to level 8.
McDonald's is connected to the Clintons. They chop up the bodies and put them into the sausage and hamburgers. People are being cannibalized.
Okay, when we watched this video the first time, or maybe it was another video that made the same claim, we sat down and we calculated this based on the number of burgers on average McDonald's sells per day, which is a statistic you can look up, the weight of the burgers versus the versus the amount of meat you could get off a human body, which we also looked up, and we figured it out. And I think it was something like 600,000 people a week or a day or something would have to be kidnapped. Like over 500,000. And it's like, first of all, that puts into perspective how many cows we just kill every fucking day for disgusting hamburgers at McDonald's. And two, I think we'd notice if that many people were getting kidnapped every day. Entire cities would be getting wiped out in months. Overthought says it's not all human, it's cut with llama and sawdust. Tea with Goblins with 27 months says a third sub baby all bundled up in a tinfoil blanket like an Illuminati burrito. Your profligate foil children are becoming less of a brood and more of a tinfoil army at this point. It's true. And once my army is complete, the world will know a reckoning as none has ever seen before. But that's a while off, so you're good. Overthought says it's not all oh, I just read that one, sorry. And then Profane Priestess says, hello, Hannah. I started the last semester of my associate's degree. I decided to go to school during the pandemic, and in a few months, I'm off to get my bachelor's. After that, I hope to enroll in graduate school. Just wanted to share because I'm proud of myself. Well, I'm proud of you, too. That's great. Logarth says, is this lady from Desperate Living? I hate the Supreme Court. Go home to your mother. This isn't some communist daycare center. Tell your mother I hate her. Tell your mother I hate you. Okay, 23% to level 8. That's where the hype train stands.
Look it up. Now, somebody had an argument with me over that. You know what? Go look it up. Rabbi Finkelstein, who worships Satan in the synagogue of Satan.
Overt anti-Semitism on the bingo card. Starry Beauty, thanks for gifting a sub. Tea with Goblins says, lays a tinfoil bundle at Hannah's feet. Name your bastard offspring, you scoundrel. Don't shame me like this. Skifazoa with 100 bits says, Hannah, they obviously replace all the people they take with clones. Why don't they just use the clone meat, then? Just clone the people for the meat. Clone meat. Hip Escapism with 500 bits says, just because there are aliens talking to you doesn't mean they're telling the truth. That's true. Do your own research? Yes, that would be do your own research on the bingo card. 44% to level 8 with less than 30 seconds left. I think I'm gonna get away with it, chat. I'm gonna get away with another day without a maid outfit. It's so good.
Admits it to a man who worships in the Jewish synagogue of Yahweh. There's two different types of Jews. Jesus came at them. McDonald's is connected to the Clinton Foundation as well as...
Clinton's on the bingo card. Forrest Espion, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Hip Escapism, thanks for 300 bits. Mr. Whiskers with 50 says no souls in clones, and the soul is where the flavor is. That makes sense. Thanks for almost a level 8 hype train. Not quite enough for another maid outfit day.
Monsanto.
Lucky you, I have to wear the maid dress tonight. Well, I guess tune in to Rin for all your maid action today.
Monsanto is connected to the Clinton Foundation. Everything is the Clintons. Claire, I've got much more to show you. See, I'm coming at you. Keep on sucking.
Yeah, it's because you suck on Jolly Ranchers.
Hard candy is pedophile code. You think this is
It's also a pretty good movie with Elliot Page.
for me? Let's talk about the children. Let's talk about the children.
Zero Iron Wolf says I need to get a full maid outfit. Unlike you, I like wearing one. Did I say I didn't like wearing it? Old Enough to Know Better Now says, personally, I love the non-maid tinfoil Hannah, a timeless classic. I need to update it. I feel like it's time for me to like get a better jacket that's maybe shinier or something, maybe with a more flattering cut. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna retool this, I think. I actually ordered a new jacket from Amazon, but when it came in, it was too small, unfortunately. But it looked pretty good. Annie Kai, thanks for 24 months. Happy anniversary.
In your food. Sweet, sour, gone. Kids rule.
I think that was the angriest ad read I've ever heard. Auntie Pretzel says, at this point, we need to start making a list of what's actual pedo code. I have a feeling their works be an overlap with the Illuminati Masons list. Probably about the same list. Oliver, what are you looking at? Oh, is there a bug on the wall? Have you hunted it? It's alright. He hunted it.
Red shoes. Sacrifice. Child sacrifice. In your food.
The red shoes is also like a Freemason Illuminati thing. The Pope wears red shoes, so they think it has something to do with a grand conspiracy, because of course the Pope is in on it, because he's the Pope. Spurious symbology, yeah.
The joke is on you. The joke is on.
It annoys me, and I understand the purpose. I assume she's trying to cover up the camera on her phone, but it annoys me to no end that she just put a sticker on her phone screen. That's not great.
You!
Gnome Pickles says they advertise candy to children. I took that personally.
Oh, the sweet life. Red shoes. Yeah, Tracy's screaming. Panther's here! The Panther is here!
That should be the alert when I get a raid. The Panther is here! The Panther is here! The Panther is a reference to the Denver International Airport, which has a variety of murals which conspiracy theorists have become obsessed with because their symbolic imagery is seen as like demonic or Illuminati, and within one of these is a panther, which many conspiracy theorists have said has something to do with the apocalypse. So it seems random when she's saying the Panther is here, but that actually means something to them. It's less random than it sounds. It's all wrong, but it's based on a mythology that they've kind of constructed ad hoc, like just pulling from random conspiracy things. G fails at games. Thanks for 13 months, says lady needs some Xanax. And Logarth says, beware of leopard. Tea with Goblins says, found a potential tinfoil jacket. The lining is pretty, but it's heaps axy. Afterpay is a dangerous thing. Oh god, let's see. It is nice. It is expensive, though. That's for sure. I also don't know the sizing. And they're out of their biggest size, which I would probably be, unfortunately. Where was the panther? There she is. I'll take a look more later, though. I'll have to look at their actual measurement chart.
I'm not gonna apologize for my...
How long till one of these nutters goes all guide stones at the murals or DIA or something? The thing is, airports are full of security, like ridiculous amounts of security that have nothing to do. So I think there's a good chance they would probably get caught, and even if they didn't, because I understand that, like, the TSA does suck, if they didn't, there would be a lot of punishment. That would be attacking an airport in a post-9/11 world. That would be very bad for the perpetrators.
My knowledge! Come at me, bro. Bring that target. I'm ready for your impact. I got your threats. Target. I'm a money target, people. Nobody cares. Except for you guys. But the Panther, the pain in Tracy Herman's eyes, is here.
Zero Iron Wolf says, ma'am, this is why your children stopped talking to you.
Let the Panther roar. I don't care what any of you think. I don't care anymore. Come back, come here and bash me, because God is going to get you. He's going to get you. I have been through enough. You guys know it. I don't have to apologize for anything. And I won't. I won't.
Here's the origination of the McDonald's conspiracy.
Answers have a hard time
Oh, yeah. We watched this, I think, the first time this happened.
believing anything. Well, we've got a great brainwashing
Check your DMs in a bit. Panther noises incoming. Okay.
job on them over the centuries. And
Yeah, it's like a fake. It's a faked thing. It's someone doing kind of an offensive stereotype voice.
Now, I'm going to show you something else. When Honeybee, Jolly Rancher,
Sume says, gonna nap, love you all, wish me luck in my job applications tomorrow. Good luck. What's her channel name? It got deleted at some point. These are archive channels. This one's called Conspiracy Bullshit that this is on.
not Rangers, Jolly Ranchers, spit them out. It's right there on the package in front of you. Cannibalism, they're putting it in your food. Children cannibalized, spirit cooking the world. I am one woman out here. Buckle up, because you know what? Any day I can get shot for this. Any day they can come after me. Nobody cares. You want to see something? Let me show you something. Heart Progress came after me. Honeybee, if you go watch Hagman Report when Honeybee was bringing this out. Heart Progress is a pedophile advocacy group. They came after me. They came after me and they were going to dox me. They did dox me. And that's when I brought my real name out. People are accusing me of not putting this information out. I put this information out over a year and a half ago. She's lying, don't listen to her, get out. If you want to sit here and say that I'm lying, God's gonna knock you down. By the way, I'm drinking cranberry juice. Don't you love getting accused of drinking red wine? People say I'm drinking red wine. This is cranberry juice. Can you deal with cranberry juice?
What? What percentage vodka is that bottle?
Get the hell out of my scope. You are unwanted. You want to sit here and bash me? She's lying. Here comes Satan. Here comes the trolls, because they're going to come after me. Let me tell you.
Tea with Goblin says, what I find curious is that just from the wall behind her, she looks to be fairly well off. I wonder if her family's tried to get her help. Like, rich people tend to be able to afford therapists and decent mental health care. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Let me check my Discord real quick for the thing Cassifel sent. Oh god, it's a raid noise.
Yeah, Tracy's screaming. Panther's here! The Panther is here!
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna set that as the noise for a raid. Give me just a second. And then someone will have to test it. But not yet, obviously. I have to fix it. Just gotta go here and fix it. You're awesome, Cassifel. You've done so fucking much for this channel in terms of art in this. Like, you're just so cool. Let's take a look. Alerts. Okay. Raids. How do I change raids? There we go. Enabled alert animation. Sound. Let me... There we go. Now I can upload.
Yeah, Tracy!
I think that might work. I think it might be set now. So that should hopefully be good. Perfect.
You know what? Bring it on. Bring it on. If I have to
I know,
go
I gotta
down
fix the
telling
screen.
the entire world this, then I am the one woman that will be remembered for standing up for the little
If anyone
children.
wants to do a test raid, go for it. Only one person. We gotta delegate a person. I don't want about 50 raids of one person.
And the babies at the hand of Hillary Clinton. When are you going to handcuff this bitch? Handcuff Hillary Clinton. Because if the Clinton Foundation Network is the largest child sex trafficking operation in the world.
That's a pretty big if.
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What, Kathy O'Brien, I'm on your side. You want to get together, Kathy O'Brien? Let's go. I will stand up for you. Texas reckless more than you know. Who would want to carry the burden and the fight that I have? Would you like it? Here comes the Panther. I don't care what you think. I am pissed. In your face!
The raid thing didn't work. Let me figure it out real quick. Is my alert box even on? That might be part of it. Where did I put my alert box? There we go. Maybe if I turn it on, that would help. That, and do I need to add it as its own separate media source? You'd think I'd know how to do this after streaming for so long, wouldn't you? I'll fuck with it later. But either way, I have that file, so I'll make sure it gets done.
Think about what the children go through. You sit there and you think about what children go through. You know, everybody sit there and say, oh, she's on freaking out. You should be freaking out. Get out, Tony Colts. You know, here comes the people to discredit me. Yeah, okay. You think I'll ever forget the pictures I found when my son was being groomed? Children get groomed.
Alright, let's watch the new video. Newer, I should say.
My source
Oh, God.
is that the Clinton Foundation is going to fall.
Chiba Hawk says she means when her son was getting a haircut, I bet.
Hillary is going
I don't know the actual context of that situation. It might actually be bad, I don't know.
down, bitch.
Says, I had to deal with a woman on a similar episode on my very first night shift alone at youth hostel. She had to be removed by police, and in the process she had emptied a bottle of peanut oil in her room.
But I am Panther Eye 7. My name is Tracy Jo Remington. Hi guys, how you doing? Yeah, it's my first day in Periscope. What can I say? Let's see if I can get this on Twitter. There you go. Tweet. Okay, yeah, I'm not.
Her Twitter was suspended from what I could find. I did try and find her Twitter, and I did find it, but it was suspended.
Not very good at this, but you know, there's some things that need to be talked about right now. Hi guys, how are you? Just tell me how you guys are doing. Everybody good? Okay, there's 8 people in my scope, and I anyway, I'm new at this kind of stuff. I don't know what I'm doing, but Liz Crokin, you made the call, so here I am. The Clinton Foundation Network is the largest child sex trafficking operation in the entire world. Liz Crokin is absolutely right. Now, I could lose my Twitter for this too, but I really don't care. Now, my ex-husband, Gregory Vern Remington, out
We're doing bingo today.
of McMinnville, Oregon, was the Clinton Foundation Network's child pornographer. I discovered he was producing pornography in 2008. We had an altercation. I ended up
Yeah, I saw there was a Vice article on her getting arrested for booby trapping her house.
well, I actually shot past him with my Glock 19. I shot past him and I spent 16 and a half months in jail, in prison for one gunshot, but he had beaten me for 6 days. I am the one that called the police. I am the one that went down in that town where the
I'm sad Vice is going away too. They did some good, interesting things throughout the years. Not all of it was good. I don't know if you guys saw the article going around on Twitter of the old article about how to have like a crazy rager party. If you haven't seen that, look it up. Transphobia warning though. T-slur. But I thought it was funny.
the satanic cult of the Clinton Foundation Network was headquarters. He was at the center of he was the spider in the center of the web, okay? My ex-husband was their main child pornographer. His title was the Baby King, okay? A lot of people need to...
I kind of feel like if you're in a criminal enterprise, you want a better name than the Baby King. Like, I think even if you're, like, a badass and you're clearly doing an evil thing by trafficking children, the name the Baby King just doesn't, like, strike fear at the hearts of your enemies and subordinates. Like, you could be like, the baby taker, the baby crusher, the baby guy. I don't know, I just think that the Baby King just makes him sound like he's, like, the king of babies. And that's not threatening. That's not threatening at all.
Understand who he was. There's only 7 people in here. That's fine. I just want to get this out to Twitter to let you guys know. God, the lighting is terrible on me. To let you guys know that Liz Crockett is correct. Everything she says is right on. And Liz, I want to tell you, if you listen to me right now, if you hear me, I want to tell you that I am sorry if I sent you too much stuff, but I was a private investigator for years. And, you know, when I see people like you and I see people like Honeybee, I am the one that's going to send you guys things, backdoor you things, because I have been dealing with this for a very long time. And I found out the FBI, the cops, the sheriffs in McMinnville, Oregon were all a part of it. God, my tweet looks bad. This looks so bad. How can I get better lighting? I'm trying to fix this here, guys, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just doing it. But Liz Crockett made a call, and she's calling for everybody to come forward. So here I am, Liz. Here I am. I have lived through this, almost been killed for this, threatened, stalked, harassed, GPS, followed, you name it. The Illuminati chased me down. I bought packed 2 bags, shipped my car, bought a one-way ticket to Hawaii, back.
Do you think the Illuminati doesn't have power in Hawaii? They can go anywhere in the continental United States. But outside of that, it's not their jurisdiction anymore. Argonian Bum says a fantastic cleanse farm. It is an AI that auto-generates metal album covers as well as band and album names to go with them. Interesting. Oh my god, that's terrible. Okay, this one's a little better. Oh, that looks pretty good. Forrest Espion says crazy lady tells her encounters with a wild Sasquatch. Ooh, lovely. Thank you. Let me save that under conspiracy. Cool.
Back in 2013, I have had to go off the grid twice just to survive. These people wanted me dead, okay? Dead. Hi. Hi, Zero. Hi, how are you?
Zero Iron Wolf with 50 bits says, sounds like it's a good thing she never Minecrafted anyone. Yeah.
I'm not chatting. I'm just chatting. I'm just telling.
Speaking of video games chat, I've been obsessed with the new Legend of Zelda. I've played it so much. I can't stop. I can't stop. I'm on the 3rd dungeon.
Telling my story here. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I am just telling my story here about my ex-husband who was Clinton Foundation Network's child pornographer. You know, Hillary is going down.
In fairness, you can do the dungeons in any order, but I'm on my 3rd.
Some people want to argue with this. Some people want to say, no, she's not. Some people want to say, no, it's not going to happen. But from my inside information that I do have with some really good investigators, the Clinton Foundation Network is going to be outed. And I'm praying to God that McMinnville, Oregon, the cops, the sheriffs, all of them that are involved will go down, because
Let's read the article about what happened to her. Have I built a mecha in the Tears of the Kingdom yet? I have not. I'm not a good builder. That's why I like the auto build power. I can just collect schematics. Anyway, this is an article about her. A QAnon follower booby-trapped her home with flashbangs and pepper spray. The conspiracy theorist was arrested last week after a door-to-door salesman stepped on a tripwire at her property and suffered hearing loss. There's her mugshot. She's very remorseful for this action, clearly. A troubled QAnon follower who believes that former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton are trying to have her killed, booby-trapped her house with shotguns and pepper spray. She claimed her ex-husband was secretly filming child pornography on the Clintons' behalf and is now facing felony charges after being arrested last week. The incident is the latest example of how QAnon, a conspiracy movement that its adherents repeatedly claim to be peaceful, can drive believers to commit violence and often deadly acts. But the incident earlier this month could have been much worse. In a comment on her Facebook page on Tuesday night, the QAnon believer claimed that when the police arrived at her home, quote, "I had 20 guns on me." On March 9th, a door-to-door salesman named Dylan Martin approached the front door of a house occupied by Brian Hill and Tracy Joe Remington in Colorado. Martin, who works for a house painting company, didn't notice the no trespassing sign just to the left of the steps leading up to the front porch, and walked straight into a tripwire the residents had set up. Martin heard a loud bang and saw a bright white flash of light, according to an affidavit reviewed by Vice News. He immediately felt disoriented, with his vision being blurred out and causing his ears to ring. A few houses away, Martin's colleague Christopher Howard heard the bang and was certain it was a gunshot. Howard rushed to the house and checked Martin over. At that point, the garage door opened and Hill shouted at the pair, "No trespassing." After the incident, Howard and Martin quickly left the area, but over the next few days, Martin's hearing was still affected and he had a constant headache. He called the police to report the incident, and on March 14th, officers visited the property and found the tripwire. They also found a shotgun-type device connected to the tripwire that used blanks to recreate the noise of a 12-gauge shotgun, but without the projectiles, in a bush to the side of the path. Jesus Christ! Briar Rose says, everyone's talking about Tears of the Kingdom, and I just now got to starting Breath of the Wild, lol. Hey, you got a lot of fun ahead of you. Both games. Hip Escapism says, the freedom to shoot trespassers, tasty. Actually, it's illegal to set up booby traps, because they are, by definition, indiscriminate. Anyone can trip them. So, like, that's why you're not allowed to have them. They're illegal. The officers, after speaking to people in the area, discovered that the residents of the house had told their neighbors not to let their kids play near the house, according to the charging documents. On March 15th, the SWAT team executed a search warrant at the house and found a second device at the rear of the house that was also linked to a tripwire and contained pepper spray. Officers noted in the affidavit that public workers had the right to enter people's backyards to complete their work and that the device was putting them in danger. When detectives at the scene asked him about the tripwires, Hill called the booby traps warning devices and said Remington was aware they were there. Hill and Remington were both charged with 6 counts, including assault and conspiracy. The pair were released on bail and are scheduled to appear in court next month, according to court records. When asked, police said they could not comment on why Remington and Hill had placed the devices on their property, citing an ongoing investigation, but Vice News has found that Remington believed they were necessary to protect her against the enemies of the QAnon movement. Remington remains active in the QAnon community and continues to make wild allegations about the Clintons, though her social media following is just a fraction of what it once was. However, dozens of her supporters have contributed to a crowdfunding campaign set up on her behalf, raising over $3,600 of its $60,000 target in just over 24 hours. That's actually not that good. Honestly, in terms of crowdfunding, your best days are normally the first and last. So the first day only getting $3,600 is not indicative of a strong base of people willing to donate to her cause. Remington's belief in conspiracy theories began well before the QAnon conspiracy first emerged in late 2017. In 2008, Remington shot at her then-husband, Gregory Remington, at their home in McMinnville, Oregon, because she had claimed repeatedly in videos posted on social media she said that he was creating child pornography. There is no evidence to back up these assertions. Paranoia. She served 16 months in prison for the incident, but in recent years, as the Pizzagate and QAnon conspiracies emerged, Remington's claims took on a whole new life, especially when she added the claim that her former husband was working for the Clinton Foundation. Her claims quickly became a focus of attention on the Q Research Board on 8chan in 2018. 8chan or 4chan is the source on the bingo card. A message board that was the center of the QAnon universe. Believers spent a lot of time trying and failing to find any evidence to back up Remington's claims. The Clinton Foundation Network is the largest, this is a quote, the Clinton Foundation Network is the largest sex trafficking network in the entire world, end quote. She claimed in a 2020 video posted on Twitter, echoing the widely held belief that Hillary Clinton was at the center of the global sex trafficking conspiracy that QAnon was attempting to expose. QAnon is a source on the bingo card. She even gave her former husband a nickname, the Baby King, which others in the QAnon community have continued to use in the years since. Quote, McDonald's is connected to the Clintons. They chop up the bodies and put them in the sausage and the hamburgers, Remington claimed. People are being cannibalized. Look it up. She also claimed children's body parts were being used to make Jolly Rancher and Sour Patch candies. In another 2020 video, she claimed that she has almost been killed, threatened, stalked, harassed, followed, for speaking out about the Clintons, adding that the Illuminati chased me down. Those unhinged videos propelled Remington to a certain level of fame within the conspiracy world, with an archived version of her Twitter account showing she had almost 14,000 followers. In recent years, she's become involved with other prominent figures in the QAnon world and the sovereign citizen movement. Of course. She's worked with Timothy Charles Holmseth, a QAnon promoter who claims to work for a secretive government agency called the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, which does not exist. Holmseth has been linked to efforts to kidnap children from Child Protective Services. In an affidavit she filed last year, Remington referenced the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force and once again claimed her ex-husband was making child porn, baby porn, and animal porn. End quote. Hill and Remington will appear in court next month, and in a post on Facebook on Tuesday night, Remington hinted that she may seek to use a sovereign citizen defense, sovereign authority, written express trust who operates in private jurisdiction, who had been violated on every level possible. She wrote, "Thank you for all your help at this time. I need it. In Jesus Christ's holy name, I am a U.S. federal court witness." All caps. Oh, so that's going great for her. Let's take a look at the bingo card, because she knocked a lot of things off the card. Illuminati Freemasons. My research said not by a researcher. If only she was a flat earther, we would have got the trifecta. Tracking microchip. She actually talked about being, like, chipped or tracked. So I'll count that. Overt anti-Semitism. QAnon claimed as a source. Spurious symbology as evidence. Clintons. Think that's it for the first page. Satanic ritual child abuse. Oops, didn't mean to make that bigger. Satanic ritual child abuse. Line between Chudwatch and Tinfoil Tuesday thins. Clones. Anonymous 4chan 8chan. Do your own research. That might be it. Just trying to take one more look. Okay. I think that's it. Cool. Not bad. It's a lot for the first video, or first couple videos, I guess. You've got a nut for me. Let's take a look.
Yeah, we touched on your show last night on your chat. Somebody had asked questions about giants. It's really interesting because there are giants over there in Afghanistan and Pakistan area. Our
Oh boy, giants on the bingo card.
military, there's been quite a
Confidence intervals for Peter only, yeah.
few reports that have leaked out over the last 15 years of operations that were conducted over there in Iraq and Afghanistan where they've encountered these giants. And some have talked about one of the reasons why a lot of our Americans were left behind by this current administration was because they were fulfilling a what they would call
How's Peter doing? I haven't heard anything since we last talked.
a blood covenant, so to speak, with these giants, and they were being sacrificed. These Americans were being sacrificed to these giants so that they could, in return, what you're talking about is receive access to these certain riches in mineral rights and all sorts of other stuff like that.
Jesus Christ. Are we reinventing laugh tracks now? That is funny though. Who do I want to pick? This is a pretty quick one. Hip Escapism says, or there were several wars happening.
Clones. Millions and millions of clones on Earth. They announced cloning Dolly the sheep back in the 80s, but they were cloning long before then. Jeff Bezos was cloning with the CCP. There are millions and millions of clones on Earth. That's who the PLO are. That's who ISIS was. That's who... And
wait, you think ISIS were clones? My army of Islamic State clones.
Antifa are. They are actual...
Antifa working together with Islamic State. Alright. It's a weird crossover.
Possessed clones.
Oh, and they're demon-possessed. That's good, because you don't want just regular clones. You gotta have demons in them. That way they're evil.
All pedophiles. They're all programmed.
You made millions of clones and you made them all pedophiles? That seems like a really bad strategy. Who's like making a clone and it's like, guess what? We got a little bit of maybe smugness, maybe they have a sense of humor, maybe they can't whistle. Ooh, pedophile. Let's make this clone a pedophile. That doesn't make any sense. I believe sci-fi technology exists on the bingo card. JP Black says, trust me, I have very credible sources. The orbs! It's like the... It's like the opening to the Powerpuff Girls, but instead of hitting a canister of chemical X, it's a glass container of pedophilia. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Those were the ingredients to create the perfect clone army. Lemon-scented neurotoxin, thanks for gifting us up.
To be pedophiles. You have to expand your horizons now. Demons are real, and the Cabal knows this because they're the ones that basically run this whole thing. They're malevolent ETs who created
aliens,
artificial synthetic intelligence, Dracos and reptilians. The Dracos are the big
reptilians on the bingo card.
Head honchos, and the reptilians are all their little henchmen. And they interbred with humans. You need to jump in now, okay? Because it's the Cabal who knows all of this and you who doesn't. And they convinced you that all of this is a conspiracy theory. They who are this. All right? They know that demons are real because that's what causes cancer. And they're big pharma.
Demons cause cancer? No?
They're everything. Cannabis closes portals to demon possession. That's why they wanted to take cannabis over in the end. They had to figure out how to alter it.
CBD, THC is a panacea on the bingo card.
It's like they altered corn and wheat and that kind of thing. Genetic modification, that's what they had to figure out how to do. Just like they do weather modification with...
Oh, fuck. Weather change on the bingo card. Weather control. We're getting a lot of spaces today.
Their weaponized weather technology. And just like they cause all the wars, all the sickness, okay? It's the same people, the same core people at the top, the big pharmas, the Rothschilds, the ruling elites.
Thinly veiled anti-Semitism.
Expand your horizons, you can do it. They are there. They understand all of this is true. So go back to your Q drops and find placeholder. Placeholder. Placeholders means clones. They're arresting the real people, taking them to military tribunals, recording it, and letting the clones run their courses out in the story. You need to find out about all of this. You need to wake up to clones. That is key to everything that's gone on. Clones.
Well, that was clear. Thanks for explaining that. Hip Escapism with 100 bits says, Siamo tutti cloni antifascisti. We are all anti-fascist clones. That's good to know. It's a lot less pressure knowing the real me's out there probably being successful. That's a lot of pressure off me. That's good. Elminato says, if only weed can stop demons, can we get Miro and his weed drones to go doom on them? Oh, I missed that book. That was a fun read. I told Peter I read his book. He was embarrassed that I had read it. But I told him it was good, and I found it very entertaining. Which is factually true, that I found it entertaining. Oh.
Great question. The nasal swab tests that are...
This person is making bullshit claims about what they think COVID tests, the swab test up your nose. This is what they think it does. This is not how this works. This isn't how anything works. It's just conspiracy theory fan fiction.
Everyone's been taking are not tests. So what are they and what do they do? Luckily, I printed off this report out of the Slovak Republic before it disappeared from the internet.
Wow, a report from the Slavic Republic. Beautiful.
They performed a lab analysis on the test sticks between November 2020 and March of 2021. And what they found was nylon broken fibers at the ends of these test sticks. Their job is to disrupt the epithelium or the surface layer on the mucosa, all the way up your nose where it meets your brain. It's breaking through there and then subsequently...
Does she mean Slovakia? I don't know.
...leaching the contents of the nylon fibers, which is DARPA hydrogel and lithium. After coming into contact with organic fluid, this material...
A little bit of lithium might do this particular person some good.
This DARPA hydrogel will start to form crystalline structures in a fractal manner throughout the brain, making its way to the pineal gland. The DARPA hydrogel creates 3D crystalline structures, and they grow throughout the tissue. I'm going to read this part word for word. After spawning a mixture of nylon fiber fragments, DARPA hydrogel remains on the nasal mucosa under the pituitary and pineal gland, along with lithium. This mixture immediately reacts with living structures to form crystals that are directly oriented to the pineal gland, which has its own electromagnetic field. The shape of the crystals determines the type of hydrogel used. The crystals are conductive due to the lithium contained in it. The crystals can receive the signal from the transmitter to the cell and transmit signals from the cell to the transmitter. These are actually nano antennas. Lithium is an element that does not occur naturally in humans and is highly toxic to the pineal gland influence. In low doses, it blocks it, and in higher doses, it can completely destroy it. Aluminum and mercury also have toxic effects on the pineal gland, which are widely used in jibby jabs. The pineal gland produces serotonin, a hormone of happiness.
Yes, pickled alien. That was me putting my head in my hands on the bingo card.
And controls human biorhythms. It is crucial for higher brain activity, creativity, foresight.
She thinks that getting a COVID test is going to put a crystalline antenna in your brain so they can control you.
Sixth sense, etc., and for social interactions of man. DARPA hydrogel is an artificial substance that creates a converter between the electromagnetic field and living cell, tissue, and organ, converts an electromagnetic signal from transmitter to a signal which a living cell understands and responds to. DARPA hydrogel and lithium block and destroy the pineal gland and cause the thinking person to become a controllable bio-robot. The jibby jabs also contain DARPA hydrogel, lithium, and patented genetic information.
This is all just shit someone made up. And people watch this and they believe it. Can you believe it? We're doomed. Hip Escapism says, I listen to Coast AM on my cellular micro transmitter. Let's look at the bingo card again. I feel like we got a bunch of stuff already. Oh, let's see. Giants. believe sci-fi tech actually exists. Adrenochrome. CBD claimed to be a cure, panacea. Reptilians. Okay, I think that's it on the first one. Oh, aliens, duh. Page 2. What was the name of the group that thought JFK was real and went to Washington for him? They went to Dallas for him. Oh gosh, what were they called? Why am I blanking now? I'd have to look it up. I for some reason I'm blanking. Negative 48. Thank you, Hip Escapism. You nailed it. Negative 48. Thank you. Thinly veiled anti-Semitism. Hannah's so exasperated all she can do is put her head in her hands for a bit. Weather control, harp. Okay, cool. What's going on, Gail?
Well, I was Skyping with Zach Knight and telling him that Lizzo messed up what I call my masturbation thumb. And this is the thumb that I use when I, like when Brent and I see, I never see Brent or actually feel his entire penis when it comes inside me. And so I usually need to give myself a little help to get to an orgasm if I'm interested in getting one. I have some asexual tendencies, so it's not really a big deal to me whether I get an orgasm every time I have sex with Brent. I mean, I can still be happy with the experience even without an orgasm. And this
the pride flag isn't accidentally based. She's supportive of LGBT people. She's just based in that sense.
This is Lizzo apparently attacked this thumb because she realizes that this is the thumb that I use to stimulate myself so that I can get an orgasm with my sex partner. And the one I've been having it with all the time has been my husband, Brent. He is in the mood every day.
Is Brent a real person? Did you hear? She's talking about Brent Spiner. If you don't know who Brent Spiner is, he's the gentleman who played Lieutenant Commander Data on Star Trek The Next Generation. No, she does not actually know Brent Spiner. She just claims that she's his wife and has been claiming this for many years and talks about their many adventures. And it's beautiful. I lost her. I was watching her. Shoot, there she is.
She has not made me unhappy. Simply because I don't need to have an orgasm.
Okay. Thanks, Cal. Overthought says, please, with a link. Hans is back on his bullshit. Surprise.
In this video, I will talk about the hoax animal emperor penguins. And this is one of many animals that have been made up throughout the years and passed off to the public as a real animal. But this is similar to things like jackalope and snipe hunting for snipe, and every culture, chupacabra has tales of fake animals. And
okay, but Hans, we know that those are like mythical or folk tales or a prank you play on people. Like we know those are made up. Emperor penguins are real. You can see them at aquariums, certain zoos. You can see them at SeaWorld, though I wouldn't recommend going to SeaWorld. Chromatic Cuttlefish says, pretty sure those are king penguins, not emperor penguins, and Hans is an idiot.
Really seems like a tradition at this point of these people coming up with fake animals and trying to pass them off as real.
Snipes are real. I've been lied to. Where did the video go?
And this whole reality that we're in is built off of an illusion, and these people love getting people to believe in fake things. And not only that, they love to push their fake things to the top. They want people like bowing down to their fake idols that they...
Are you under the impression that people worship penguins, Hans? How dare you go after Happy Feet? That's one of my wife's favorite movies. I've never seen Happy Feet.
Create. And that's why the animals that are so heavily pushed are the fake ones. Think of the animals that get pushed these days. That gets put all over children's stuff. It's the same animals that are popping up in my fake animal playlist. And how is that all the animals that get pushed on children are wacky and wild? Platypus, pandas, gorillas.
Yeah, I heard about the Giuliani thing. Not shocking. There were rumors of that years ago. It wasn't substantiated at the time, but there were rumors that had been floating around. Chromatic Cuttlefish says, and since I've seen about 250,000 of them wandering around in the wild on I'm gonna butcher this, Macquarie Island and swimming under the bow of a ship when it anchored, I'm fairly sure they're real too. You're fake, you're a clone. You've been invented in order to subvert reality.
Extravagant. You don't often see emperor penguins. I mean, really, go check.
Hey, have you considered that we show kids these kind of things because they're novel and interesting? Like if we had kids learn the alphabet with animal names like, I don't know. No, actually, you know what? We do that. We do D for dog, C for cat. We just also do for other animals because it's an easy way to teach kids letters because kids like animals. It's that simple, really. I was going to try and come up with some whole No, kids like animals. You need to teach them to read. You go, here's A, aardvark, yeah. B, bunny. C, cat. D, dog. G, goat. Because kids love animals? P, penguin.
Check out my fake animal playlist if you're new to this idea. It's just like how outer space is pushed so heavily on children. They use
no, kids like space. Space is interesting. It's neat.
Same tricks.
It's mysterious. It's pretty.
Any animal that's heavily pushed on children, you need to be skeptical of. Anyways, let's get to this video. This is a production, in my opinion, a produced video. And I really do think that there's midgets in those two walk-in suits. These birds?
Does Hans understand the proportions of a human being? Like, you could not... The anatomy doesn't fit.
Way bigger than you would think. And midgets absolutely fit inside the suits. There's animatronic penguins in the Batman. Was it the Batman movie that was in the 90s?
That was Batman Returns, and they did not look that realistic. Hold on. Batman Returns penguins. So the penguins in Batman Returns look like this. Like, I don't mean to insult Hans, but like, I don't think they're the same. I don't think they look equivalent. I don't think so. There were actually a few real penguins in the movie that they used for certain shots, I think, but primarily, especially in the scenes where things were like attached, they used, you know, puppets and animatronics and props. Where did he go? Why do I randomly sing things? I do that on stream a lot. That's embarrassing.
I don't know exactly when it was. So let me say a few things about this video in particular. I believe that this video is clearly showing the technology that is really old, and they use it all the time in cinematography.
There's a dead mouse on our porch. Did a cat bring us something? Not our cat. We don't do outdoor cats, but there are cats in the neighborhood. That's funny.
The foreground is real, and the foreground has real objects, and then there's a wall that they're putting a fake background on. You know, it's like the coyote, the roadrunner painting a fake thing on a wall, fake background on a wall. Doesn't the background look very flat? And to me, the perspective doesn't seem right.
And the word you're thinking of is a matte painting. There's a word for it.
And to me, it's just very flat. And I went in, and it almost looks like you can see a line where the color of the sand just changes slightly, ever so slightly. And I think that's just where the wall was, where they're like, okay, we're going to project the background. And another thing I noticed about this, why is there only one bush? The bush in the front, it looks very nice, and it's like they didn't even bother with trying to put any bushes in the background. I don't think...
What bush? What? Was there a bush I missed?
I see a single bush anywhere besides the front. And what you'll notice, these great white sharks. Great white sharks, another perfect example of how the fake stuff gets pushed. Anything shark related. God made this place with amazing diversity of life and amazingly beautiful creatures. Why is shark themed children's stuff 99.99% of the time some goofy great white thing? And it's
because Jaws popularized great whites as the default shark. It's literally the reason.
That's how they brainwash children into their lies.
Reddit Cuddlefish says, yep, pretty sure that video was actually filmed on Macquarie Island from the mountains in the background, you F-wit Hans.
And like I said, they really get off on putting...
Someone out there just like, oh yeah, I made the whole population of the world believe in penguins. I'm so into that. That's an oddly specific fetish. Gnome Pickles says, Hans, I found out where the penguin myth came from. Starts at 52 seconds. Oh, God.
Thank God I'm no...
1 second. 52.
Where the mother crap is this?
Welcome, Taya Gardner, to Penguinopolis, home of the mighty Penguin Empire. Isn't it beautiful? Nothing but penguins as far as the eye can see. Crump's the name, and penguins are my game. Second member of Team 4 Kids and head of programming. You remember Viva Pinata? That was me.
You're insane!
You just don't understand the beauty of the penguin. They're so aerodynamically perfect. Can't you see it? The shape, the smell, the taste.
Alright, that's interesting.
Their fake things on a pedestal, because then God's creatures are thought of as just like boring. Oh, those
Hans, no, penguins are real.
The boring sharks. Everybody loves the great white. It's not even real. Anyway,
Hans, I've seen great white sharks. They're real.
Anyways, let's watch this a few more times. Look, okay, that's a real bush. They have real animatronic.
Oh, there's the bush.
Emperor penguins in the background. And then these two midget actors. And then I believe
Would someone please pay for Hans to go on a cruise to see penguins?
that entire background is just...
Yeah, he doesn't believe in sharks. I think he thinks they're robots. Briar Rose with a link.
So, Leela, were you able to help the penguins?
Well, sure. I mean, not really. I mean, nature will work itself out. It can't screw things up any worse than we did trying to fix things, right?
Quit your worrying. Thanks to my shining influence, those stupid birds will do just fine.
Futurama's a funny show. Bittergrin says, you just think you saw a great white. It was actually a mini sub shaped like a shark.
A projected background that they do in post-production. What do you guys think of that video? I have more stuff. That's not it. There is a long history of faking animals in the Arctic, and I think that this goes into flat Earth.
Name a single time. What are you talking about?
My personal opinion, a lot of people out there say that Antarctica is like the ice wall. I disagree. I think Antarctica is the center of the Earth, and possibly where Eden used to be. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But clearly the governments don't want just anybody going around Antarctica. I do agree with that. And so I guess I'm not surprised that they came up with a fake animal for this strange land that we don't really know much about. There's a 32 going on 33 here. The first breeding colony of these birds was found in 1902, and a further 32 were sighted over the next century. Okay, so they found 33.
Numerology used as evidence. Jake Thoney, thanks for 14 months.
Breeding colonies. And if you don't know the significance of 33, I mean, Disney has a Club 33 for a reason, and this is just a favorite number of these Masonic freaks.
Why is Club 33 called Club 33? Club 33, if you don't know, is a club in Disneyland that you can get into if you have a membership. It's named after its address. The restaurant is located at 33 Royal Street in New Orleans Square in Disney.
Who are habitual liars, they get off on this, on getting people to believe in fantasy. I mean, that's the whole point of Disney, right? And
Forrest Espion says, how much does Hans think these millions of people are being paid to do this? Hannah, if you could interview Hans, what 3 questions would you ask him and why? Oh, I'd have to think about that. But off the top of my head, can you give me a list of animals that are definitely real? Are there any animals you haven't personally seen that you think are real? Who do you think controls the world specifically? I know what the answer I'm probably going to get for that one, but... Stone Corbell says, I'll turn it back around on him and say Hans gets off on willfully disbelieving things that are real.
The whole point of stuff like Santa Claus. Santa Claus is one where people grow out of it.
Mr. Whiskers says, how many birds, Bill? 33, Tom. Better round it up to 34. We wouldn't want anyone to think they're a lie.
But there's a lot of Santa Claus-like things that are about as believable as Santa Claus that people don't grow out of. Like outer space.
Like Jesus? Sorry.
Space. And...
edgy 2012 Hannah popped out for a second.
Yeah, think of all the super, like, well, you know, well-aged men that are so into Star Wars type stuff, love outer space type stuff. It's like boys who never learned about Santa Claus being fake. That's really how outer space is. It's one day you get to an age of certain maturity where you don't care what people think about what you think, and you realize that it never even made sense to begin with, and you were just going along with it. Anyways, I didn't find the very first photos of emperor penguins. I have no idea the history of them making these emperor penguins. But there's a long history of them faking penguin creatures in Antarctica. And this goes back to some of the first people that allegedly were visiting there. They had this kind of stuff. Can you see how obviously these are just stuffed birds? And you can go check my playlist. I think I have something that talks about more
I don't
about
understand why he thinks these are stuffed.
these really old photos of alleged penguins, and they're so goofy, so obviously taxidermy. And
Hans, do you know what taxidermy is? You need a living creature for taxidermy. Well, you need a dead creature that was living. They're molting? That makes sense.
They are so clearly a lot better these days at their fake penguins. Here's a cool...
These just look like penguins. They look exactly the same. What?
This almost, it looks like a prototype for the emperor penguin. I don't know, you don't see people talk about these ones anymore. Why doesn't that...
I mean, what do you think there's to be said about this one specific photograph that hasn't been said? They're penguins.
Do a feature of this type of penguin. Where did this penguin go to? I want to see more of this thing. What do these ones look like today? So, I will say here, disclaimer, I do believe in the type of penguin that's in the background there.
Overthought says, he doesn't believe in Santa Claus, and I can't imagine his thoughts on the Hanukkah zombie are much better. Morgan the Fae, thanks for a raid. Still gotta fix that alert.
There are these aquatic birds in some places.
Check out Morgan Le Fay.
And I believe in them.
Or
I
the
do not
Fae,
believe
rather.
in
Can I get a
penguins.
shout out command?
Those are the big ones that could fit a midget inside. Was anyone else just totally blown away? Like, those are unreal proportions the first time you see the size of an emperor penguin. And yeah, it's unreal. So I'm just gonna finish this video by doing a few more slides and pointing out some things. It is a meme with their fake animals to have a robot spy cam thing happening with their fake animals. I've never seen a robot spy cam, so I'm not saying that this doesn't exist. It could. I've just never seen a robot spy cam deer or a robot...
Shoot, there were 2 raids. Okay, the Surfs, Lance, thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. I'm Hannah. I'm a leftist streamer, do all sorts of stuff. Today we're doing Tinfoil Tuesday, where I cover conspiracy theorists, and we play Tinfoil Tuesday Bingo. So if you want a bingo card, you can use the bingo command, ! Bingo. This guy doesn't believe emperor penguins are real, so that's good. Make sure anyone here, if you haven't checked out Lance over at the Surfs, please do. If we could get a shout out, please. And Dr. Gamble, thanks for 35 months. Austin Rosenberg with a link. That page isn't available, whatever it was. And then Chromatic Cuttlefish says, the ones in the black and white photo were Adelie penguins, not emperor penguins. The ones in the background are Gentoo penguins. I'm sorry to keep banging on about this, but Hans denying objective reality that I've seen with my own eyes is exasperating. I would imagine so.
Spy cam. I don't know.
Does he think it's people in fursuits? Unironically, yes. Yes, he doesn't believe in, like, gorillas or chimpanzees either, and he also thinks they're fursuits. And he says the words fursuits. Like, he's aware of furries. That's his claim. That's his claim.
Mole. Maybe they exist. I don't know. But with their fake animals, there are just so many stories of this, of a robot. We have a robot sloth.
Oh, yeah, join the Discord. It's a cool community. LGBT plus safe space. Everyone come hang out. It's a lot of fun. Join the Discord. Link in chat.
Spying on quote-unquote real sloths. So it's just a meme I've noticed with their fake animals. They like to get robots watching over. And this orange color, the safety orange, is another meme. It's another calling card. CC.
We already have orange on the... For those who came from the raid, I want you to take a look at our Illuminati Freemason list. People, conspiracy theorists, all the time list things that they say are symbols of, like, Freemason, Illuminati. So every time that happens, I write them on this list. These are all the things that, according to different conspiracy theorists, are indicative of Freemasons or Illuminati. The color orange, the number 33, butterflies, the sun, 5-pointed stars, pyramids, eyes, the color blue and gold, black and white, covering one eye, the rock-on hand symbol, crowns, spirals, the moon, magic circles, Shakespeare, Freemason stairs, diamonds, big cat print clothing, lightning, Saturn, cages, pizza, backwards words, masks, arches, heart symbols, peace signs, red shoes, the number 666, pine cones, tiny cars, like the ones that, like, you know, in, like, parades, the people in the fezzes come out with the tiny cars? Those are Freemason. Red, blue together, baths, winking, chess pieces, brick walls, backward ladders, and owls. So if you see any of those things, look out.
The 33 calling card.
I know they're Shriners, but the person who actually did the video that we got that from claimed that it was a Freemason thing, even though it's a Shriner thing. They were saying that the Shriners and the Freemasons are both fronts for the Illuminati. Which they're not, because the Illuminati's not real, but, you know. Dr. Gamble says, red and blue together, so the USA's flag is Freemason. Oh yeah, conspiracy theorists, tons of them, are, like, all about the Founding Fathers being Freemasons. So that's something they definitely believe.
For these people, the safety orange color. And we see it here in the Daily Mail Science, this bright orange. This is one of their signs, is the color orange, the bright orange. Scientists discover a new penguin colony from space. Santa Claus. Incredible satellite images reveal a group of around 500 birds living on Antarctica's coastline. The reason this popped up is because any of their fake animals, too, you're going to see associated with the number 33. 33, Freemasonry, BS. And this... God was really helping me out today with this. It writes itself, this stuff.
I think God maybe needs a break. Dr. Campbell says, these guys got way too deep into National Treasure, and Mr. Whiskers says, I'm currently eating carrots as part of my dinner. Am I at risk? Yes, you're at a yellow alert level.
Because they're showing another one of the things they do, modus operandi, but memes, before we knew that they were called memes. One of their memes is the number 33 and the color bright orange, and poop and butt jokes, and they are very infantile.
Oh, god damn it. Now I gotta put poop on the Why? I don't even want to. Fine, hold on. I gotta put poop on the list. God damn it. Yeah, poop and butt jokes. I know. I'm gonna have to make everything smaller, so we're out of room. There, look it, we have so much room for activities now. Okay, let's add. Poop. Fart. No. Poop and butt jokes was what it was. Butt jokes. Okay. We got it. Dr. Gamble says, so then with poop, then everyone is a Freemason. It's true. It's what that book's about. Everyone's a Freemason. I love you too, Baha.
And they make this stuff campy a lot of times. New colony of emperor penguins in Antarctica has been discovered from space. Satellite imagery revealed the group of 500 birds living on continent's coastline, CC33. This technique has helped identify 33 of the 66, like 666 groups by tracking the birds' poo. Okay. Climate change.
I don't know if that counts as flirt.
CC33. You bored yet? And yeah, they really love alliteration. They, them. Sometimes people ask me, who's they? Well, who's they, them? Who are the people pushing the they, them stuff these days? It's the same they.
We already had both anti-Semitic spaces on the bingo card. But I'm pretty sure that's also one.
And I just want to wrap this up.
Yeah, gay agenda on the bingo card.
With the lemming suicide myth. Disney does not have a clean history. There's no difference between Disney and Nat Geo, and they're all the same people. The WWF, that was a joke too. Do you remember when WWF and
transphobia on the bingo card.
Wrestling thing were like fighting?
No one's gotten a bingo yet.
For whoever got the name, and who won? Well, the WWF Panda is now what stands for WWF, and it's no longer the wrestling thing. Well, the whole point of that is that wrestling is fake, and everybody knows wrestling is fake, but such a Masonic concept that part of the fun of wrestling is to pretend it's real, to go along with it. Okay. Disney has always been in the business of making fake things become real. That's the whole Disney magic. They want when children go to a Disney theme park, they want children to actually believe that Disney princess is that princess in the flesh.
Sure, it's fun for children and makes their parents spend money because they're a company.
And in the same way, they want to be able to build a creature that is so real that people actually believe in it. And they've done that. They have done that. So maybe they started out a little bit smaller with this lemming thing, but here you go. Disney totally perpetuated a myth about lemmings, and they filmed it. You can go check out the footage if you want.
And that's a known thing, Hans. First Name Bunch of Numbers says they is all the people who use they them pronouns. We're all hooked up to one giant hive mind. It's kind of like the Borg, except we tell more fart jokes.
Where is it? Look, they still call it a nature documentary. The 1958 nature documentary White Wilderness, Alliteration, is one of several films. One of several films the House of Mouse is less than proud of, because it perpetuates just a blatant lie, it presents it as reality, and has footage of said thing happening. You can't believe your eyes all the time. And just because somebody has a video of something happening doesn't mean it's real. Just because there's a video of the ISS and you can see a ball in the background, that doesn't mean it's real.
Flat Earth on the bingo card.
God gave us discernment. You got to grow out of the Santa Claus lie eventually and face reality. God bless everyone.
Hans is certainly a guy. He's certainly a guy. How about a couple Trump dude bros talking about the Durham thing? For those who haven't seen, there's a special investigation headed by Durham at the FBI investigating the investigations into Donald Trump Russia collusion. I believe it's wrapped up. He indicted 3 people. 2 out of 3 were acquitted. The last one copped to a guilty plea, pled guilty. I forget what the specific reason for that one was, but not a lot was found from it. Basically, they were just like, there may have been some political motivations from some people, but like, they're fine. Basically was the finding. But of course, QAnon people are looking at this and going, oh, it's a big deal. So let's listen to some QAnon-type dude bros talk about the Durham thing.
So these are some of the reactions of the people to the Durham. So these people say 4 years, and the guy tells us what we've all known all along. Thought he was supposed to be the guy to get something done. Besides make a lot of money, of course. These people are a joke. Yeah, the people in the United States are fed up. That's why I'm saying, get ready for the Civil War, the modern Civil War, because
no, we don't want Civil War.
We don't want Civil War, but what other choice do people have? The whole
really wants a Civil War on the bingo card. I don't want a Civil War unless
the whole system is broken. I mean, are we getting to the point now where people are just saying, you know what? Okay, I believe in peace. I'm a Christian, but God said, put on the armor of God. There's a battle going on. This is a spiritual battle.
It's very simple, and that's the beauty of it.
It's very simple. Okay.
We don't have sheeple yet, no. Hermetic Cuttlefish says the FBI have a bias against criminal activity. It's the weirdest thing.
It's so simple. How are we going to beat this? No.
They also have a thing against labor movements. Womp womp.
That's the power is with the people in the United States.
The people are asleep, man. They're letting their own children get groomed and gang raped.
And they can do it from the county.
Coming on a little strong, guy. Maybe dial it back like 3 notches.
Oh, really? Like they're doing in Arizona with Katie Hobbs.
And the federal level, it has to be reduced. And they can do it from the state. The state has the ultimate power, not the federal government.
How are you going to get these people to stop gaming and to stop jerking off on Pornhub and stop going on Tinder to look for random sex partners to do something? That's the whole...
That's what everyone does all day, right, chat? All we do is jerk off on Pornhub and search Tinder? They have a very flowery opinion of the rest of the human race. Beautiful.
Whole thing they've got, and that guy Yuval Noah Harari says that there's so many useless eaters that the way that they're going to take control of them until they're able to get rid of them through these bioweapons disguised as vaccines and through the geoengineering with the cloud seeding and what's called chemtrails. It's just to
chemtrails on the bingo card.
Keep them distracted with porn and
yes, useless eater is Nazi rhetoric.
Video games and processed food that's killing people. So I don't know. I'm glad that you have such confidence, but I think things
I
are
have confidence in humanity and the American spirit.
I have confidence in both of those, but I got to be honest with the people. And again, I'm not wishing for this, and I...
No, this isn't call. Tea with Goblin says they missed out. Be bisexual, eat hot chip, and be Illuminati. But yeah, that's pretty much the left in a nutshell.
Pray that I'm wrong, but we're going to go through some dark times, man. Before we get through this time, there's going to be people like that one guy who just flips and who just starts going crazy. If you've got people... Have you seen the looting that's going on in the United States? And they're not even in that time of real famine and depression.
The obsession these people have with incidents of, like, mass shoplifting are wild to me. Like, it's not good, but the company has insurance. They're gonna be fine.
That's coming. It's coming. It's inevitable. You can't stop it. It's like an avalanche. Once that comes, man, it's gonna be a free-for-all in the United States. And after that dust settles, the people are gonna go, wow, this is horrific. You're about to see some really ugly stuff, Americans. If you haven't managed to get to a safe space by now, just settle in.
That's all, I think that's all.
Wait, I thought they didn't like safe spaces.
Dramatic.
Really? I pray that you're right.
People need to prepare.
Okay.
This is also true.
Okay.
I don't agree there. Having a water filter, having for
water filter.
Yeah, they can have a water filter.
And if they poison the water like they just did recently, somebody hacked into the water system and put all this extra poison in there. the people in the United States.
What?
There's a lot of idiots.
Someone hacked into the water system and poisoned it? What are they talking about?
In case you haven't noticed.
A water filter.
A water
for,
filter.
For 6 months' food or a year.
6 months food.
6 months a year.
The average American doesn't even have $1,000 in case of emergency to last them.
Well, you can organize that.
You can organize that with your neighbors, yes. The very same trans neighbors that want to rape your children.
What? Transphobia on the bingo card.
You can generate
These people are fucking obsessed.
your own energy.
Generate your own energy?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
The average American doesn't even know that 2 + 2 is 4. They think 2 + 2 is 5.
You need some magnets and some copper.
Unbelievable. I love the Last Dutchman's optimism. So you're telling me you're going to find a way to survive.
Your own energy, your own food.
Your own energy. Your own food.
You
with
have your
people
guns,
who believe that men can get pregnant and that men can have
and then
periods.
some Bitcoin, gold, or silver.
Yeah. I'm going to be sick. I'm neighbors with Dylan.
Is the Mingo command not working? Oh, no, there it is. Cool.
Mulvaney, who thinks he's a woman.
Yeah, but that's not.
And I'm going to.
Are they still obsessed with the fucking Bud Light thing? Guys, it was one Instagram ad. Oh my god.
Be like, Dylan.
Don't worry, there's not too many of those.
Oh, really? There's not too many of those.
Don't believe everything that the television tells you. Right?
Oh, I believe everything CNN tells me. So this guy says Durham is a neocon. He stalled to let his friends go free. That's true. It took him 3
Jake Thoney says just the weakest-minded people.
years to figure out what the Last Dutchman and I have already known. I mean, listen, you could have paid me that money. You could have paid me half that money. I told you. I went to class with Carter Page. I was suffering alongside of him while we were being tortured at the U.S. Naval Academy, while I was being trained to be a traitor against my fellow countrymen. I could have told you.
In the Navy? What do you think you were doing in the Navy that was... What?
That the whole system was corrupt, because even my own brother-in-law, my sister ended up marrying this wasp. This guy was telling me about Carter Page. It was so ridiculous. He's yelling at me when I went to visit my sister, one of the last times I saw her. My family doesn't talk to me anymore. They're all death-jabbed and they're brainwashed, woke.
Be nice.
Oh, so I'm sitting there listening to
my family won't talk to me anymore. I can't imagine why.
Brother-in-law tell me about how Carter Page is a total traitor and how Donald Trump is a traitor. And I'm like, dude, and I'm listening to all this stuff. He sounded like CNN. I'm like, did you ever meet Carter Page? He's like, no, but blah, 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 this and that, the other thing. And I'm like, dude, I served alongside that guy. I know him. I can tell you he's not a traitor. I'm not a traitor. You don't suffer the way we did and then become a traitor.
Are you Russian?
Yes. We had a conversation the other day. When you're around Russians, it's like a who suffered more competition.
Profane Priestess says, Yuval Noah Harari, the historian they're citing, is a hack. His books are pop history and not well received in legitimate anthropological and historical circles. Anyone who cites him is not to be taken seriously. All my professors hate how popular he is. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look this person up. Hold on. I'll look later, but just so I know. Where were we? There it is.
And they're always like, you guys don't know how great you have it in the United States. And that's true. And that's why I'm thinking this modern civil war is going to happen, because the United States have become so pussified that the moment that Dylan Mulvaney can't find a nail polish remover, he's going to go ape shit like that guy in a Full Metal Jacket. And that
You're literally just making up fake scenarios in your head that you're getting mad about. Like, isn't it wild to listen to people do this in real time? We have not had fluoride yet, no.
That's what's happening. That's why you got these tranny terrorists, you know, running around shooting school children.
As a percentage, trans people are very few of the school shooters that happen. Weird that you only care about school shootings when the person who does it is trans. Kinda odd.
I mean, it's just insane what's happening in the U.S. So here's this guy.
Did Hans mention it? Okay, I believe ya. Then I guess so. Broha, can I see your card?
Durham is a deception. Durham and Bill Barr, one and the same.
Gnome Pickle says Dylan's gonna go ape, not like that stable person who trashed a beer aisle over her getting a single can with her face on it. True. Devil Summoner Marie, thanks for 26 months, says cheese for everyone. Let's take a look at that bingo card. Transphobia, Flat Earth, Free Space, Fluoride, Harp. Broha wins. Broha already has a sub, so I'm gifting it randomly. If Broha would still like one later, let me know. Random gifted sub goes to... let's see. Why? It's an unexpected error. There we go. Pandinis Rex apparently wins. Hooray. Gift randomly? Cool.
I'm disgusted with the government. So now that Durham has collected 4 years of paychecks, where will he retire? Hopefully to a place where he has to eat shit every day. So the thing is, though, and this is where people have a lack of confidence in Donald Trump, he put these people into power. Like, he put Bill Barr in. He put General Mark Milley. He put a lot of the people that are creating this. He's the guy who put Christopher Wray in. He could have put Rudy Giuliani in. Why didn't he? So, I mean, say what you will about Donald Trump.
You already know that the whole system
The idea...
is totally wrong. So it doesn't matter.
The idea of Rudy Giuliani being in charge of the FBI makes my head hurt.
Okay, so then Donald Trump was there for 4 years. He basically didn't really do shit, honestly. I mean, and I voted for Donald Trump twice, by the way, so I'm not anti-Trump here.
What he did, and I praise him for this.
Okay, you praise him for this, yes. What do you praise him for?
Well, first off, he was allowed to look into the information.
He was allowed to look into the information. Still hasn't released the whole John F. Kennedy assassination report. Yes.
Yes. And he obstructed or halted or put a wrench in the machine for the agenda, which they can't recover from.
But he could be controlled opposition.
And by doing this...
I saw the Giuliani allegations.
The whole machine is already like... He doesn't have to do anything more.
Yeah, but the thing is, at this point, and again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm praying that you're correct. I'm praying that there's no modern civil war. I'm praying that the United States, that Dylan Mulvaney holds hands with the Christians, and they're all like singing Kumbaya together.
Like, listen to how this is over one beer ad on Instagram, I think, which is not an app that is used by these people, probably. I don't get it. I don't get it. These people think about girl dick more than me. And I have one.
Together, and then just by singing and praying.
JP Black says, watch out, bro. You're getting close to sounding like a rhino. Jesus, these people.
Up with the theme of Rocky in my head.
Yeah.
Thinking about America. And in those days, The Rock didn't have it easy. I can tell you this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the United States needs to be more like Rocky Balboa. But remember, Rocky Balboa lost in the end.
Come on, Rock!
Just remember,
get up.
He lost in the end, though. So
no, he didn't lose.
What I think's going to happen...
He didn't lose. He had the American spirit.
I think...
Point of order, Rocky Balboa did absolutely lose at the beginning of the first Rocky movie. He did lose at the beginning of the first Rocky movie. And also in Rocky 6, he lost. So...
I think what's going to happen is the United States is going to wake up and realize it's not a democracy.
American spirit, you can do it.
It's a republic. And we're going to go back to...
The two are not mutually exclusive, sir. We're a democratic republic with representative democracy.
The Constitution. I do believe that in the end it is going to be better, but it's going to take at least 10 to 15 years.
What are they blabbing on about with democracy? The United States is a constitutional republic. not a democracy.
Yeah, it's going to be a generational change. If people think this is going to happen overnight, no. It's going to be a rocky road for the next 5 years.
We have to adopt our...
Or you're just going to continue to fade into irrelevance as new generations come up with wildly different opinions of the things that you think, and you'll be considered a monster to history, or at least, at best, an ignorant asshole. That's probably what's going to happen.
Food too. Eat better.
Yeah, don't eat the bugs. Don't do that. It's not good for you.
McDonald's.
Oh yeah, McDonald's. Unless you want to eat human meat.
Oh, he thinks McDonald's is serving human meat too. Great.
So I've done reports on that.
Bell.
So here's
Don't go there.
This guy says matters little what the report concluded. The depth of injustice.
Who are the speakers? This is from some channel on BitChute called Victor Hugo plus Nostradamus. So I don't know if that's what they go by or what.
This won't prosecute no matter what the evidence, so long as it's a Democrat. And that's true. There's a two-tiered justice system. That's what I was trying to show when I made the movie Crackhead Jesus the movie. People were so caught up in the title they thought I was blaspheming Jesus. No.
You made a movie called Crackhead Jesus?
It's about the broken justice system that, like I was telling people, if it could happen to me, it could happen to you.
In the justice system,
and now it's happening to Donald Trump.
In the justice system, it's very, very, very simple. The judge checks your status, and then with money for the judge, the prosecutor, and the lawyer, is settled what your sentence is going to be. If you have the right status, which is not...
If you're a Jew.
If you're not a slave, like with a...
That's overt anti-Semitism if I've ever fucking heard it. I disavow that statement, and anything this guy says, holy goddamn shit. It's just outright anti-Semitic.
Security number.
If you're like Samuel Bankman-Fried.
And a citizenship.
Yeah.
Then you're a slave. And you have like money. And you have no money, forget about it. But if you have money and you have the status like you're a Freemason or you are Jewish or a different status, they will figure that out. It's settled with money and you are free to go.
Yep. So this guy has a good point. He says he did get something done. He swept it all under the rug, nice and tidy like. I bet if we shaved off that beard, we'd find Bill Barr underneath all that facial hair. That's true. It took him 3 years, allowed all this time to go by. I don't know if now there's
Crackhead Jesus, the movie? Oh, God. What is this even about?
In 2005, parts of Florida suffered catastrophic damage from Hurricane Wilma. Crackhead Jesus.
Wait, who's Crackhead Jesus? Is this about Joe Biden's
modern
son?
Art Gonzo journalism and birthing a character named Crackhead Jesus.
What?
A character named Crack.
He's got all the makings of a great thief. That, or serial killer.
I'm here to drop off the art you commissioned. Careful, it still might be a little wet. I'm gonna need more paint for the next one.
Wait right here, I'll be right back.
What is this? Like, I know this is the thing he made, but like, what is he making? What?
Hey Natalia, more hits are coming your way.
I'll get that outfit for the winter season. It'll be the seasonal maid outfit.
Like a certain amount of time, I forgot what they call that, when you have a certain amount of time before you get prosecuted. I forgot what that is. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations. Thank you. The last Dutchman. You're so wise. You're so wise. You know so much. You know more about the United States than most Americans do. It's really funny.
No, but we
He doesn't even know what happened in the first Rocky movie.
The Dutch are a part of the United States.
Yes, the Dutch are a part of the United States.
Like we also a part of South Africa.
Did you just say the Dutch are a part of the United States? Like, I'm sure there are Dutch immigrants, but like... What?
And Indonesia, but we were very sore losers there. I'm pretty ashamed there.
So while that's true, now Congress can actually do something about it. Will the House act? Probably not. On the other hand, it does open up a lot of people to punitive litigation by PDJ Trump, President Donald J. Trump. John Durham is deep downstate, limited.
And Trump has such a great record in court.
Hang out human slime. We're up to our eyeballs with these ununit party creeps as the country disintegrates around us. Yes, I mean, these are the responses of the people here. So the White Knight will not be riding to the rescue. Neither will JFK Jr. be revealing his presence, nor will the military be rounding up the deep state. Now that all the optimistic distraction has proven a fantasy, the only flippant thing to stop these sociopathic globalists is us, our weapons, our balls, and our courage.
FBI, is this a threat on the bingo card?
Yeah, you see, these are the people that are realizing all that hopium that was coming out. There were people that were claiming that JFK Jr. was still alive. Do you remember that?
Why isn't he alive?
Well, maybe he will be alive.
Deep state.
Well, how do you know this?
Everybody's saying that President Donald Trump has got this plan that he's working on with the white hats and everything. I pray all that is true.
No,
but if that's not true...
The way I see it, and this is just from a helicopter view.
A helicopter view, yes, yes.
The timing is now.
Alert from Google, password required.
Yes, that was a good moment.
Yes, Google is evil.
The timing is...
Google is evil. That's why I have a Google Home within earshot.
Now, if you want to defeat that creating money monster called central banks, that system, the timing is now, and I will explain this. If you have inflation after 50 years or more, your money is worthless, the central bankers know this too, and they prepare to get everybody into a more tyrannical system. That's now. The central bank have their system ready. It's the CBDC. It's programmed, and we can go into that in detail, but they have it ready. But they need to herd everybody in there, and to herd everybody in there, they have the playbook of ultimate chaos, that everybody's so desperate that they will do it voluntarily. That's their trajectory. That's their path. That's where they want us. They want us into the ultimate slavery through their CBDC. But they're not succeeding. Because Trump timed it perfectly to throw that wrench into the machine. If he did it 20 or 30 years ago, it wouldn't work. And now they see, oh, we can't get them in that CBDC. We don't have plan B. What the fuck do we do now? Because we need to do something. We can't hold this back as a central bank system. And then there are decentralized ways like gold, silver, and Bitcoin.
Oh my god, they're gold bugs too.
That can absorb that and get humanity decentralized on the right track.
I'm surprised they haven't assassinated Trump. I mean, they've really tried everything to get...
Man, it's almost like there isn't some giant conspiracy against him and he's just an asshole. Crazy.
Get rid of him.
They tried many times. They even shot like rockets from submarines to Air Force One.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Here's more comments.
So don't despair here with your... It's the American spirit. World War I was won by the Americans. World War II was won by the Russians and the Americans. Don't forget the Russians. Basically, the Russians won. And World War III is in America now for the first time, and the Americans won.
We are not in World War III yet.
My advice to the Americans is to wake up and realize the enemy is not within the United States. Or the enemy is not Russia.
That's why they need you out in these foreign wars.
They need to align with Russia.
He is correct about World War II.
These Russians are good people, man.
The Russians got Germany. America got Japan.
I'm surrounded by these Russians. I trust them more than I trust the people in D.C.
The moment that the Russians and the
not that simply, of course, but
Americans start working together.
Yeah,
there's no force that can stop it. And Putin and Trump are working together in the background.
Did you call them this morning?
And Bing Bing also knows about the Kazarian Mafia because they implemented communism. The Kazarian Mafia implemented communism in China too.
Does this whole section with the maybe JFK Jr. count as goalposts? Yeah, I would count the whole video considering they're talking about the Durham thing and not much coming of it, even though they expected it to and what they think's going to happen now. So yes.
And he is not all in, but partly in to help Putin and Trump to get rid of the Kazarians.
Just the tip. He's got just the tip in.
Ew.
No, he's not fooling.
No.
These are Chinese. They always have like a way, an exit route.
Just the tip. Just the tip. Uh-oh. We're getting a knock. That's the CIA. They're knocking on the...
Okay, enough of these guys. I need to urinate real quick, so while I do that, let's put something on for you guys.
All right, we're gonna see if we can dehydrate a hard ball. I mean, I know we can do it, but will it? Should you? And I think we should also dehydrate a raw egg as well. Success! Ah, we screwed that one up. Oh well, and now for Mr. Raw Egg. Well, all right, let's get eggy with it. All right, we're gonna send that one right back there, and this one will just go right next to it. Okay, well, we'll check on it infrequently, and we'll see what happens. Don't embarrass me, you two. 2 hours in? I'd say it's working. Mother of God. 5 hours in. Wowza. And that's 24 hours. In terms of bad ideas, this is one of them. Well, all right, we're gonna try it and drive immediately to the hospital. Listen, despite appearances, that tastes pretty good. It tastes like an egg. All right, and now for this. Well, here we go. The yolk is not completely done. It's not good. I'm too afraid to eat it. So really, what score is this really gonna get? I mean, this one wins on flavor, but listen, they're both gonna get a 0 out of 5 here. I wouldn't eat any of them. So that's it. 0 out of 5.
Bop, 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 bop.
Remember when I told you Tupac was dead? Yeah, Tupac did die. I was correct. I stand correct, and I quote that, and I stand by that. But years later, I found out that that wasn't the real Tupac. That was his clone. I mean, I know when you first hear this shit, how you feel, because I feel the same way. I like this bullshit. Right? That's the first thing you're going to say. These motherfuckers of the elite. This Illuminati. These, Lord knows. The Father if the Lord has to intervene soon.
Rohak, how you doing? Welcome. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, people always consider New York to be a liberal stronghold, forgetting that conservatives in New York absolutely exist, especially in the Italian communities.
Because they're fucking monsters. These people are fucking monsters. And what I'm saying is, here's the kicker. Satan is already, the Lord hasn't let Satan go all the way, but they already doing what they do. Man, goddamn, since 1945, they've been cloning? Really? And this shit is real, man.
We barely cloned a sheep in the 90s.
They feel that's
and it was a fluke.
Talented, very talented. They ain't gonna let you die. Not if you work for them. They ain't gonna let you go. Tupac, yes, they wanted Tupac's brain. They wanted him to stay around so they can manipulate. Now, how they do when they clone, man, Tupac could be anywhere underground, living as the Illuminati has him under, patrol. Like, they have underground dungeons. And these underground dungeons is not as bad as you think. They have a playground. They have fake grass. All of that stuff. They have a
Tupac's in a fake playground underground?
They have shopping mall. I'm telling you what I know. A lot of people who you don't see no more that was once famous are living there right now. They grow old. The point of the matter is when they sell their soul, they don't want to die. Tupac never wanted to die. He sold his soul long ago. Okay? And he sold his soul, and he said it in too many of his songs. I sold my soul. He said all the fucking time. Just go back and listen to the shit. He just ain't saying it to be saying it.
It's
Eminem
a metaphor.
These guys telling you the truth, but you don't want to accept it because you're an idolater. Now,
Songs often employ metaphoric imagery and concepts.
Producers, I'm talking about the elite, the so-called Jew-ass, the Khazars, the synagogues, have performed fellatio on Tupac, and they turned them out.
Whoa! What? I'm sorry. Excuse me?
He said all the fucking time. Just go back and listen to the shit. He just ain't saying it to be saying it. Eminem said it too. These guys telling you the truth, but you don't want to accept it because you're an idolater. Now, let us know that the producers, I'm talking about the elite, the so-called Jew-ass, the Khazars, the synagogues, have performed fellatio on Tupac, and they turned him out. When they put him in the bathtub with the gold between his legs, that's a bitch move. He was their pinup bitch. Now, go back and...
Are you telling me that they sucked Tupac's dick so good that he sold his soul? I mean, that's impressive. That's some skill.
Google all men in bathtub.
Made him come so hard his soul came.
And I guarantee you, they're big-time celebrities that took pictures in bathtubs butt naked. That's a turnout position. That's a submission position. Okay? Pac threw up the pyramid. On that album called All Eyes on Me, he threw up the pyramid. A lot of y'all thought that was a love sign. He was just putting his hands up, man, come on. I broke this down a lot. There's some things I didn't know, though. But I broke down so much Tupac shit back almost 10 years ago. I was the first one who did Tupac on a breakdown on like a documentary. It's just appalling to me that people can't accept it. Do I believe Tupac's still alive? I don't believe. At the time, everything lined up for Pac to be dead. But after 4 years after I made, or actually 5 years after I made that Pac movie, that documentary, I discovered new things. I used to...
Overthought says, like, Tupac made a whole album called Don Killuminati, and they go with epic blowjobs for the conspiracy.
Always wondered why come Suge so bold and act like it's no big deal that Pac is dead. He was rejoicing. Even in the car. Suge looked like he had a lot on his mind. And I think when I did the film, I said Suge knew someone was going to go down that night. Yeah, he did. Suge knew Pac was getting ready to do a Machiavelli. He was going to fake his death. And then I went to that autopsy that everybody else had, and that was a fake. That was a Photoshop. Afeni Shakur knew her son wasn't dead. Pac went to Cuba. Now, y'all probably saying, well, what's the big deal? They at least made a whole lot of money, but he has to get that approved. Elvis Presley faked his death, but he had it approved.
No, Elvis is dead.
Tupac did it on his own. He paid
He died like he lived, full of drugs and greasy food.
bodyguard. He paid.
Have you guys seen the sandwich Elvis liked? Hold on. Elvis sandwich. How did this guy not die sooner? Hold on. The giant peanut butter sandwich. Not just the peanut butter and banana. The big one. This one. Fool's Gold Loaf. Fool's Gold Loaf is like, you take a big thing of French bread and you scoop out all the bread parts on the inside, so you just have the crust, and then you fill it with like a pound of peanut butter and a pound of jelly, and then put a pound of fried bacon in it. Yeah. How did he live for any length of time? Look at it. It's so bad. I'd try it. If I was at a restaurant or something that had it, I'd try it.
Shug, and he paid, I think, a couple more people.
MSKTB89 with 23 months says, today at my work, some customer left chick tracts everywhere, but one of them was Dark Dungeons. It was like finding a shiny Pokemon card. That's always fun.
He had a lot of money, so each of them got paid 2 or 1.5 million to fake his death.
That's not even that much money. Like, if you're Tupac, you would have made more money continuing to live and make music, like a lot more, than if you faked your death.
And he went to Cuba. It's the truth. So when the elites found out he faked his death, they didn't want to say he wasn't dead. They wanted to keep him dead because he was making so much money off his music. But then, if you notice, they went after the Shakurs hard. I mean, anybody that was named Shakur, they interviewed or they put in jail or they harassed. You notice that. That's because Pac did not get it approved to the elite. So if Pac is alive now, he should be late 40s or early 50s. You see Wu-Tang, right? You think they all hard? You don't think Method Man been in the bed with Jewish men? Because he have.
What? These people's paranoid obsessions with other people's sex lives and what's in their pants is just bizarre to me. It's so bizarre.
Now, if to look at that brother, he hardcore, huh? That dude been in man, please. With transgenders as well. Kevin Gates or Bates, Kevin Gates, same thing. He's a switch hitter.
If he was, who cares? Who cares? Like, why even hide that? Lil Nas X is like one of the hottest musicians in the world and is openly very gay. Like, we're at the point where you can do that. Lily Love Stuff says, is it irrational that I'm still low-key afraid of Suge Knight? Probably pretty irrational. Mr. Whiskers says Wu-Tang is something to fuck with?
Play hard when he come on 106. Or not 106, what, the Breakfast Club. He always, man, my wife, you know, she want to play with my booty. And I was like, I ain't down with that. That's dead giveaway. Ain't nobody talking about booty. But see,
the fact that he explicitly said he wasn't into butt stuff is what made me think he was very into butt stuff.
Man that intertwined with other men, he brings up gay scenarios to make himself don't look gay, but realistically he is gay. But he figured if he put it out there, he protects his masculinity.
Listen to the rantings of a psycho.
But really, he is a switch hitter. Kevin Gates is bisexual. All right? And he worships Satan on a regular. He's just like the rest of them, and he drink blood. Hell, Tiger from the Birdman count. Birdman screwed Tiger. That's why he went on the tattoo craving. He tattooed his body to death. Lil Wayne admitted Birdman had him. Slim, his brother too. He get down like that.
I literally don't care if the rap and hip-hop communities are just full-on orgies. Who cares? I don't care what people are doing sexually. I just don't give a fuck. What does it matter? Lily Love Stuff says, this guy literally sounds like Riley from the Boondocks. Like, the Gangstalicious episode must have blown his mind. I remember that one. Tea with Goblin says, I used to make something that I called a Satan sandwich. It's a bacon sandwich, but the bread is French toast. The original was dipped in cream batter because I was out of milk, and the bacon was candied in the oven with brown sugar. It's served with ice cream and maple syrup. The only person to ever finish a Satan sandwich was my ex-girlfriend, Selena. I think she ascended that day. I'd try it. I'm not a big fan of candied bacon, honestly.
He admitted on camera.
But I'd try it.
Bird got me. They're going to get y'all, too. That new rapper, I sucked Birdman dick for the deal, man. Yeah, I sucked the dick. Birdman fucked me for the deal. They telling y'all. Y'all just don't want to believe it.
A lot of niggas hate because I'm a motherfucking rich gang and shit. And you niggas keep trying to test me. Y'all keep trying to...
Take the baddest bit, Alicia Keys. They have walked...
Flat Booty Goth Girlfriend, thanks for 100 bits.
Alicia Keys around executive offices, put her ass on the table and let her shit in the middle of the table and motherfuckers eat it.
What?
Why you think a lot of these women try to get fat? They do it deliberately. Because when you big and they don't really want you when you get like out of shape and you ain't attractive no more. They don't like that. They want you to stay petite and sexy. Okay? Like Kelly Clarkson, when she first came in, she was beautiful. Kelly gained that weight. Yeah, I know having children make you gain weight, but Kelly enjoyed being big because they don't want her as much.
This guy's checking all the boxes. He's sexist, he's homophobic, he's just everything. Transphobic.
What's that girl named Demi Lovato? They done dug her out. Carrie Perry. Hell, she got an album.
Carrie Perry.
With the all scene out, they done did so much shit to her. And some of the women, they tell, don't gain weight. Stay favored. They'll tell you, I know you getting sick of the rituals and us fucking you and eating poop, but we want you to stay slim.
Are you sure you're not confusing your, in your head, real life with sallow? Just a thought.
We want you to keep a nice weight. Y'all want to know why they get drunk all the time? And why they stay high and they tat up their bodies? A lot of times they get tattoos because the men have other men penetrating their anal.
Other men penetrating their anal.
Takes their spirit and makes them feminine, so the tattoos make them hard again.
I just want to say, I think if getting fucked in the ass made you more feminine by default, it would probably be prescribed along with HRT for trans women. But it's not.
Why do they stay high, intoxicated? Because they know the shit they have witnessed. Sometimes you don't have to get fucked in your butt by a man, but they witness a lot of stuff. They seen little kids get raped before their eyes, and they have to deal with that shit. They seen the cloning labs. They know that stuff exists, man. They know Satan. They know Satan is real in this business. They done seen people get killed. They threaten their lives, and a week later they take them out, or take somebody out in their family. They seen people sign their name on a dotted line with their name in blood so that they can make $20 million because they've done it. And when they think about they off their moms for $20-30 million like Kanye West, Jennifer Hudson, and amongst a lot of others, they can't deal with that, man. They bug out. That's why they stay high. All of them been chipped. And y'all probably say, well, what's the point of chipping them? So they stay under mind control. They know what they saying. They know what they thinking. When these people say in films, they go drink your blood. Y'all better stop being attracted to the big old booties and big breasts. I'm just telling you, if you better come with a spiritual perspective, because these women, they're not who they say they are. They're representative of cloning labs.
Have you considered that my butt is kicking, though?
And they're looking for righteous brothers to bring back to the lab to experiment on. And then they wipe your brain clean. The point I'm making is that once they put that chip on you, they get you to do anything. Okay. Gaddafi clone died.
Said his death was...
Hit the remote to turn his chip up to send him to fatal, which is death. That's how Bernie Mac left here.
They killed Bernie Mac.
And hell, all them niggas so fake, man.
Not Bernie Mac. He was the best of us. Okay, I gotta save this guy. He's nuts. I love it. Cool. Alright, I know we gotta do one about the Bermuda Triangle. You don't hear about the Bermuda Triangle anymore. Why is that? Sus.
The mystery of the Bermuda Triangle solved. Well, I think I've solved it.
The Bermuda Triangle thing isn't a mystery. The reason so many ships and planes go missing in the Bermuda Triangle, or at least the reason that's a meme, is because the Bermuda Triangle is one of the most heavily trafficked areas for both ships and airplanes in the world. They're taking into account total and not per capita.
many people have theorized regarding them.
And GPS and satellite communications have probably helped. You're correct. Probably helped a lot in the past, couple decades.
The Bermuda Triangle. But I think what I'm going to show you in a minute is quite telling. And of course, space is wrapped up in this mystery. But it's the timelines we're interested in here. Pay particular attention to the date.
On this day in space. In 1950, the very first rocket to ever launch from Cape Canaveral blasted off into space. The Bumper 2 was an experimental two-stage rocket that could fly as high as 250 miles above the Earth. It was topped with a V-2 missile base with a WAC Corporal rocket. It launched under the direction of the General Electric Company. At the time, NASA was not yet established. The mission's purpose was to test new rocket technologies and collect data about Earth's upper atmosphere. And that's what happened on this day in space.
So on the 24th of July, 1950, the first ever rocket took off from the Cape. Quite a few people think that most of the rockets taken off from the Cape end up in the drink in the Bermuda Triangle area.
I mean, some probably do, especially if they're not intended to actually go anywhere, but they're just tests. But that's the reason that they shoot off of Florida, is because that way if there's a problem, they'll go down in the ocean and not, on land over a community or anything.
And the story regarding the Bermuda Triangle was sold to us.
And if there are, ships in the area, they can move. You can't move a house.
To put fear in our hearts and keep people out of that area, enabling NASA and whoever else before them to fire their rockets into that area where no one would see them.
People do see them, though. Again, the Bermuda Triangle is one of the most heavily trafficked areas in the world for ships and planes.
And this is where it gets really interesting when we look, like I said just now, at the timelines. Remember, the first rocket launch from the Cape was the 24th of July, 1950. Okay? So I'm over at Wiki. The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, is an urban legend focused on a loosely defined region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, where a number of aircraft and ships are said to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The idea of the area as a unique prone to disappearance arose in the mid-20th century, but most reputable sources dismiss the idea that there is any mystery whatsoever. And I agree. I think the whole thing's a cover story for the American government and their rockets. And when we scroll down here to Origins, it gets rather revealing. I don't know about yourself, but I was under the impression the myth, the legend of the Bermuda Triangle was hundreds of years old.
Why?
But when we come down to Origins...
Okay, but that's a you problem. The fact that you didn't know that doesn't make it a conspiracy to hide it from you. You just didn't know that. The information is publicly available.
This gets, like I said, rather revealing. The earliest suggestions of unusual disappearances in the Bermuda area appeared in a September the 17th, 1950 article published in the Miami Herald. So just under 2 months after the first rocket took off from Cape Canaveral.
Wouldn't they do it before? If they wanted it to be part of some big cover-up for rockets? Why would you start the program after you already started firing rockets?
The myth, the legend that is the Bermuda Triangle was being pushed in the mainstream media for the...
Pushed in the mainstream media cites literally one article?
very first time. I find that incredibly telling. What that tells me, their rocket launches from the Cape ticked the right boxes to push this fraud that is going to take place. And as a result, the legend, the myth that is the Bermuda Triangle was born. And
Mr. Whiskers says, I traveled through the Bermuda Triangle this time last year. I'm secretly in the other realm still. How's the weather?
Pushed slowly but surely through the media, through our television screens, through the papers, and gain momentum, and as a result would keep people out of that area, enabling rascals to do rather naughty deeds.
Rascals. It's kind of a cute way to describe it.
Let me just finish this if there's any more in this article. Yes, some people are going to cry out, what about Flight 19? Well, we're going to address Flight 19, okay? Now, what we're told about Flight 19 is this training mission in 1945 conducted by the US military. These planes went missing over the Bermuda Triangle. That's what we've been told, and that's what's been sold to us in the media, again to push the Bermuda Triangle myth. But when we look at their last known location on the map, and you can see it there, located, and then we compare it to where the Bermuda Triangle is, we can see that Flight 19 wasn't even in the Bermuda Triangle.
Okay. That kind of makes the fact that you think it's a cover-up sound stupid, if it wasn't even really there, huh? But also loosely defined.
When its last known location was tracked. Yes, their mission did involve cutting across part of the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, that would be the reason then, huh?
But their last known location, they were nowhere near the Bermuda Triangle. So that's just destroyed that myth. Looking at a map of the major shipping routes and zooming in the Florida Cape area, we can see there are large areas there, large enough to entertain these rockets landing in the drink without anyone actually seeing it. So to finish up, I think the whole Bermuda Triangle myth legend was pushed by the American government to help them push their space narrative and of course sell the global lie.
That doesn't even really make sense. This feels like a non sequitur. I don't... What?
Done very clever. Put fear into the public's minds, keep them out of a certain area.
It didn't keep them out, though. Again, it is one of the most heavily trafficked areas in the world. It didn't work if that was the intent. You stupid ass.
Enabling the American government to control that said area a lot easier, enabling them to land their rockets in the drink and get away with their silly narrative. Very clever when you think about it. I'm not so sure that's where the rockets are going these days, but I'm pretty sure that's where they were going back in the day, and quite possibly still could be.
Chromatic Cuttlefish says there are also published notices to mariners, or mariners, and notices to airmen around space launches, so anyone happening to be underneath knows to be aware of falling space junk, but the Atlantic Ocean is quite big, so the chances of being hit by one are pretty small.
Anyone who's going to cite any other incident in that area, whether it be maritime incident or a military incident, I'm not interested.
I'm not interested in your citations.
Area that has a long history of maritime or a long history of military presence, like Florida does, there's bound to be a history of shipwrecks or military...
Is there anywhere in the United States that hasn't had some sort of significant military presence within it at some point? I'm pretty sure there are military bases in every state.
Accidents and incidents, okay? That's the same across the earth. Percentages and history tell us this, okay? The bottom line is the myth of the Bermuda Triangle first was pushed upon the general public 7 weeks after the first rocket ever took off from Cape Canaveral.
Okay.
I find that and the timelines incredibly tense.
Do you understand that the initial rocket tests weren't even necessarily for, like, manned crafts? The reason that we were developing rockets was to create intercontinental ballistic missiles, which we successfully did, eventually. So the fact that he's even saying it's a space thing is kind of weird.
Have a good one, everyone.
The flat earthers. There's something.
They're not just pumping the food full of...
Oh, here's the guy that, like, just seems to exist only to make paranoid people even more paranoid. This guy's an asshole. Fennikagami says, so question, do we need Seaweed Brain and Wise Girl to go investigate the Sea of Monsters again so the conspiracy theorist can stop freaking out?
They're not just pumping the food full of GMOs and pesticides. Now, according to reports, they're drugging the food with neurotoxins as well, causing brain fog.
They're not. No one's doing that. Your food does not have neurotoxin in it. You're fine.
Have you been experiencing the brain fog after eating? You're not alone.
The brain fog.
Millions of people have been reporting this, and it turns out it's something that they're adding to the food. And of course, you know, this is a big concern, but it's something like fluoride to dumb people down.
Oh, fluoride on the bingo card.
To cause them to be in a
I think we had that already, but just in case.
State of confusion, dazed and confused, looking for their wallets, looking for their keys. That way they can't...
It just sucks ass because these videos are specifically clearly targeted towards people who are degrading mentally, whether due to age or because of a mental illness like schizophrenia or something. And it's so targeted. It makes me mad.
Think about what's really happening. They're hoping that people will forget about the pandemic, about the vaccine genocide, about everything else.
Comparing public health measures to the Holocaust on the bingo card.
By drugging the food supply and causing an Alzheimer's type syndrome. And so we're trying to warn the public right now about this phenomenon. They're drugging the food supply to give people brain fog and other symptoms. And this is key to their Agenda 2030 genocide plan. They don't want people thinking about what's going on. And so the more confused they are, the more likely they're going to stumble into the next pandemic, into the next vaccine.
I like that he's literally just showing basic industry images of, like, things being cleaned or, like, things being applied to various foods. It's like an episode of Unwrapped, but ominous. I like Unwrapped. Devil Summoner Marie says, brain fog after eating is very commonly due to an allergy. It's one of the ways my nut allergy manifests, and my sister's gluten allergy also manifests as a thick brain fog where she can't think clearly. Ooh, that sucks.
Into the next genocide. And so be on the lookout for brain fog. If you've been experiencing brain fog after eating, be sure to change the types of food that you eat. The less the food is processed, the better, the less it's exposed to
durian,
air, and to spike protein. The
What? It's a spike protein? What are you even talking about?
Better. We recommend NAC or Ginkgo to counter the effects of the brain fog.
Word salad.
But essentially, if it's left unchecked, or
fucking asshole. Hate that guy. Alright, this might be the last one we do. This is about John Carpenter's... one of John Carpenter's best movies. It's probably in the top 3. What's the name of that channel again? I forgot. I think it was... no, it's Alien Wars. That's the name of it. Alien period Wars, no space. Anyway, They Live, one of John Carpenter's best movies. Top 3. We're gonna go, The Thing, Halloween, They Live. Okay, let's watch this video.
Channel is based on the concept of the movie They Live with Roddy Piper playing the character John Nada. And even though I thoroughly enjoy the movie, we have to remember you're not going to be a producer, director, or writer in Hollywood unless you're a Freemason.
I've actually never seen Mouth of Madness. So.
And here you see the director, John Carpenter, as you can see, the Prince of Darkness. So that's right off the bat.
John Carpenter is just like a bro who sits around and smokes weed. Like, literally, you can see some of the smoke from his joint in the movie Halloween. There's a scene where you can just barely see some smoke wafting into frame, and it's literally because he's smoking a joint behind the camera. I love that man.
Not the best thing. Just like many people that present the truth in the media, just like you see here with George Carlin, even though he speaks a lot of truth, he's working for the other side, just like John Carpenter is. Just as you see here with this DVD cover and Roddy Piper, John Nada with the one eye symbolism. Get more of that.
Tea with Goblin says Mouth of Madness is Carpenter's best film, better than The Thing. There, I said it. Wow, bold claim. I'll have to check it out.
As we move forward, we've already seen it here a bit with the Eye of Illumination. But let's take a look at the very famous scene with the preacher man as he's talking about how society is blind. Well, he's blind himself, but people are blind to the truth. While he might be physically blind, he can see through this deceived world. And they will not tell you.
Do I read Sutter Kane? I am aware that Sutter Kane is the main character in Mouth of Madness, and he's based on Stephen King or something.
With words that they are Masons. They're going to tell you through signs and symbols hidden in plain sight. And let's again take a look at this scene from the 1988 movie They Live. Again with the preacher man. As I move this scene up forward, you're gonna
no, I've never seen Hell Comes to Frogtown.
see the TV screen scene. As you're looking at George Washington and the other presidents on Mount Rushmore, you see the so-called discount price marked at $339. And if you look closely, you'll notice the area is blacked out around the price tag. And of course, George Washington being the...
What do you mean the area is blacked out? The thing that's blacking out the top is literally the end of the frame, because that's the aspect ratio, and on the right it's being obscured by the television set.
so-called very first U.S. president, as I show many
the
times.
So-called first U.S. president.
In previous videos. George Washington listed as Freemason and first president. In this,
he was a Freemason, that's correct. A lot of the founding fathers were. It's a gentleman's club for rich people.
Order, of course, Freemason.
At least it was. It evolved a lot over the centuries.
And being first before first president on this bust. Again, this all comes down to you have a Freemason president, the 33rd degree sign of Freemasonry, and again, this is some gray area here. Let's take a look. First off, a little bit of a close-up where you can clearly see they basically blacked out the area, and you have again the gray area. It could be looked at as $339, or of course the 33rd degree of Freemasonry. We'll get into that a little bit as we move forward, but I want to play this.
You're literally spending so much time talking about an obscured price tag that I guarantee the prop person put zero thought into and just wrote some price on it for the shot. What is this link? Hell Comes to Frogtown, Dance of the Three Snakes. What in the... That's a beautiful wet puppet. I love me a good wet puppet.
The Three Snakes!
I'll check it out. That looks interesting. Where did it go?
This and move this forward again and just take a look as they pan over. You see the eagle, and again, symbolic with Freemasonry.
Symbolic of America. They Live is the movie with like the thinnest veneer over its themes and metaphors. Like it's barely hiding what it's about. Like if I had to explain to an alien, what's a metaphor? What are themes? It'd be like, all right, let's watch They Live.
And as the screens move to left to right, you saw that price
Yeah, it's different images of Americana.
Tag And let me move this back a bit here. So just want to...
Its images often shown in pop cultural media that are representative of American identity.
Make sure for reference that I have this all in order so people...
The movie is about the veneer we paint over systems that harm us. The fictions we collectively are told as a society in order to pacify us against a class of people that use us and harm us by taking advantage of us. It's literally just a movie about capitalism. John Carpenter has said as much. It's not hard to decipher at all.
We'll have no dispute over this, where you have this first TV with the price tag, and again, when you pan to the right, you're going to see the second TV with it, where it says here, special sale.
Like, I don't get how people like this watch a movie. How can you watch this movie and not understand what's happening in this scene? Like, shots in a movie aren't random. They're not just filming whatever. They're filming things in the frame that they are trying to communicate things to you. Like, this has meaning. It's about something. God
So this
damn
is
it.
very important, very key, because as we move forward here to this scene where it's panned out and you see the TVs again. Again, here is the TV without the black border.
There was no black border. It was just being cut off by the bars at the top of the frame. It was the end of the frame, and part of it was obscured by the TV, which is black. Oh my god, he doesn't even know what he's looking at.
And you have the
Or how aspect ratio works.
$339 price tag, the sale price, the original price $350, and the second
That's a ridiculous price for how shit of a TV that is.
TV. So let's take a look here once again at the $339, and again taking a look without the border around it. You see it clearly here. And this price tag is a bit off, a little bit different. You compare them side by side, but obviously again they purposely put this black banner or border, I should say.
It's not. It's the frame. It's literally just where the camera.
Around this, and again, you can almost see like someone got a magic marker, and they filled it in a bit, so you get that again third degree Freemasonry.
He's so
The one thing to notice
stupid.
as well is actually these price tags are a bit different. So again, when they filmed this, they
The lighting was probably different between shots.
definitely did some editing with this different price tag. Again, moving forward,
Doesn't understand how cameras work on the bingo card.
and you get the other shot from a bit of a distance, and again, there you go. So this just goes to show how they love to leave clues in plain sight when it comes to what they're all about. Again, nothing's hidden in this world when it comes to the people that are running the show in the Masons in Hollywood as well, that love to leave clues. And definitely showing John Carpenter, the director of They Live, is definitely, again, that name, the Prince of Darkness, is very fitting with the Eye of Lucifer in the background. And again, the Eye of
I think that's the logo for a film festival. Like, look at it. It's an Egyptian sort of style eye, but the bar on the top is clearly supposed to be film? It's a logo to a film festival. God damn.
illumination, as I shown earlier. And of course, again, the one-eye symbolism with the movie DVD cover for They Live.
Oh my god, the movie is literally about point of view. It's about a revelation. It's about the wool that's been pulled over your eyes coming off. The focus on eyes makes sense thematically.
And going back in time, back to 1986, John Carpenter also directed a movie called Big Trouble in Little China.
This isn't where I thought it was going. I thought he was going to talk about Prince of Darkness.
And the main character of that movie was a man named Jack Burton, of course, Kurt Russell. And you see here the character Jack Burton being 30 through numerology. And if that's not enough, take a listen to this scene.
Gnome Pickles says, "Okay, Jeff, what were you thinking?" "Well, you know, Tom, we've secretly taken over everything, but how about we put random clues in different movies about our evil plans?" "Okay, but why, though?" "To fuck with random YouTubers, dude."
With Egg Shen in Chinatown in San Francisco. And just take a listen to this very short clip. Again, Freemasonry in plain sight.
Finally, we shall bring order out of chaos.
And of course, a very famous motto when it comes to Freemasonry. So again, when it comes down to it, you're not going to make it big. In Hollywood, the music industry, any aspect on top of this world stage, you're not going to make it big.
Two of those people are literally adjusting their glasses. Sylvester Stallone and Matt Groening, respectively. And the picture of John Carpenter is, again, it's in relation to the fact that he's a director. It's like a camera. It's like the perspective of the eye. It's
big unless you're a Mason. You're going to either play the good guy or bad guy. Whatever the case is, you're still working for the other side. And just to conclude here with John Carpenter, definitely through Signs and Symbols, you know what this man is all about.
Keep us asleep.
Jesus. Alright, that's 3 hours. Let's see who we're gonna raid. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I appreciate it. This has been fun. I hope you guys have a great night. And I will see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, Rin is doing the main outfit thing. Yeah, sure, why not? Avant Gardener says, "I just got on break." No! I'm sorry. You can watch a VOD. Alright, have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably for more of the Canada's Worst Drivers thing? Question mark? Alright. Good night. I'm tired. And I'm hungry. I want food. Love you, Mr. Blast. See you guys later.